Bonjour à vous tous et bienvenue à ce 5e épisode de notre série Let's Play Disco Elysium. Mon nom est Eric et j'espère que de votre côté, vous allez bien. Donc, au courant du dernier épisode, on a démantelé plusieurs choses. On a tout d'abord parlé avec Joyce, on a réussi à démanteler un peu un réseau de drogue, du moins. Pas le démanteler, mais savoir qui est à l'arrière de ça. On a parlé aussi beaucoup avec le fameux chef du syndicat, le chef, du port, donc notre fameux Everard Claire. Donc, il nous a donné une tâche d'aller ouvrir une porte pour lui, pour faire pression sur une personne qui a l'air d'avoir de l'information, qui serait sensible à son niveau. Donc, je pense qu'on va tout découvrir ça ensemble aujourd'hui. Je vous souhaite un bon visionnement. Okay. Plusieurs choses à faire de nouveau, un fameux château karaoké. La carte, on a plusieurs trucs qu'on peut aller vérifier, ça c'est cool. J'ai pas... Ah mon dieu, que j'ai ça, ce système de scroll down là. Balle fracturée. Une jauge caboche. Balle fracturée. Je sais plus où. Peut-être frère avec vous autres. On a le miroir qu'on peut réessayer. On a le téléphone public qu'on peut réessayer. L'altère. Ok, oui, je sais c'est où. Mais les ensembles de traces, je sais toujours pas c'est où. Puis, sincèrement, ça me gosse qu'on ait pas de carte. Je sais pas si c'est voulu que c'est quelque chose qu'on va découvrir au fur et à mesure qu'on va avancer. Ou que ce qui est comme spécifique à un certain temps dans le jeu. Parce qu'on est juste mardi encore. On en a fait énormément, mais on est juste mardi. Okay. Donc l'émissaire allait retourner voir Joyce. Donc on avait trouvé c'était qui la petite fameuse madame qui causait tout ça. Lui c'était à 9h. On a combien d'argent? Parce qu'on pourrait aller récupérer nos dés, right? On a 23 pièces. On va aller voir le prêteur sur gage. On a un paquet de personnages à parler. On a beaucoup trop de choses à faire qu'on peut faire. N'est-ce pas? Ok, fait qu'ici, oh mon dieu, c'est bien assourdissant comme son. Pourquoi faut que tu recules à ce point-là juste pour cliquer dessus? Une sorte de machine, une ancienne caisse enregistreuse, peut-être. Je sais pas si on peut acheter de quoi ou... Oh, j'aime pas ça comme ça. Le bus d'une femme DEI est inscrit sur la plaque. Un projecteur ronronne dans l'obscurité. Ouais, il ronronne fort à maudit.
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets displayed on the table. Some on horseback, others in rags, others yet in bright blue uniforms. All are stern and unyielding in their duty. Try to find something pretty and cool here, then use it to win her back.
La reconquérir? La reconquérir?
Yes. Buy something nice. A figurine. This sounds off. You shouldn't trust this guy.
Inspecter les cavaliers.
Big men on big horses, clad in lamella armor and carrying flintlocks, the kind that would mow down a line of enemy soldiers in the blink of an eye.
Donc en désignant les cavaliers, qui sont-ils?
Franco-Nigerian knights. I used to be very serious about these guys.
Ok.
A long, long time ago.
Donc les tuniques bleues.
They're not all blue. These figurines also wear gold coats and caps, complemented by orange trousers. They are variously posed, wielding swords and rifles with bayonets.
Ok, désigner les figurines bleues. Ce sont des soldats royalistes.
Which ones? Ah, those. Yes, they are. I find the paint job a bit gaudy, but children like the bright colours indiscriminately.
Ok, c'est lui qui parle, celui qui est ici, là, qui est juste en haut de ma tête en fait. Ok, inspectez les figurines en haillons.
This set of soldiers isn't meant to look impressive. A few have rifles, but most of them carry pistols. Some even shovels and tall sticks.
Ok, donc on les désigne. Ce sont des soldats.
You're probably talking about the revolutionaries, yes?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, they are soldiers, revolutionary soldiers. I think their poverty has been exaggerated for effect. When you place them next to the royalists, it doesn't seem like they could possibly win.
Effectivement. Ok, on a le choix entre le contraste est volontairement démoralisant, c'est plus réaliste, ou la victoire est impossible face aux cohortes du capital. Demandez à mon pote Gart, ça fait de moi sa pute. Ouh! Je préférerais que ce soit plus nuancé. En l'état actuel, je ne ferai pas de commentaires. Ouais. Ouais, avec ça, c'est plus drôle.
Okay. I don't like either set too much, to be honest.
He seems to have his own take on the conflict played out in perpetuity by these toys. Might be interesting to find out what it is.
Ok. Oh, on a 58% de chance de le réussir. Donc, c'est vous tombez sur une figurine vraiment cool. Dans une boîte sous la table.
Everything you pick out seems faded, chipped, and sad somehow. Most of them are just broken toys.
On a eu 8. Ça prenait 10. Ouais, de toutes des espèces de vieilles babioles qu'on a trouvées finalement. On va s'éloigner de la table, là, on n'a pas le choix. Il y a quelque chose d'autre là.
The boomboxes on the shelf look well loved
Ah, les
and well
boombox.
traveled. Chipped, dented, they stare at you with the unblinking eyes of their tape reels.
On se met sur la pointe des pieds pour mieux voir.
One especially catches your eye. Deep gold and amber plastic with a big old handle on top. A classic boombox that says Stereo 8 approved.
Ok.
This is you. Golden orange,
Celle-là ici, là.
a sunset suite.
À vous combien?
Just make sure it works before you buy it.
Dites, ce lecteur stéréo 8 authentique là.
Is the Harman Welsh W2. Made in Vespa. Designed in Seoul. Plays all reel-to-reel formats. 2mm, 8mm, 12mm. It's even got a little radio in there. It'll set you back 12 real.
Vous êtes certain que ce matos fonctionne parfaitement?
Absolutely. I've tested each one myself with recordings of speech, found sounds and music from a variety of genres. Even though I don't really like music.
Je sais pas à quoi ça va nous servir pour être franc. Ce qui me turlupine vraiment, c'est est-ce que c'est pratique à transporter pour un policier?
If police work means playing tapes, sure. You can use it for that. Or any other time you'd need to play a tape.
Like a beach party. With sand and sun and seagulls dancing on the breeze.
En se tournant vers Kim. En théorie, je pourrais l'apporter une teuf sur la plage.
Theoretically, yes. But we don't have time right now. It's generally murder investigation first, then beach party.
T'as un peu le d'abord, pas sûr. Vous avez raison, c'est la raison pour laquelle j'en ai besoin de Requiem pour Biotime. Bah, pas forcément à la plage, c'est un magnétophore, pareil. C'est moi qui apporte la teuf dans les rues. Je vais m'éclater avec le prêteur alors. Vous avez raison, c'est la raison pour laquelle j'en ai besoin. Le Requiem pour Biotype.
It'll play that. Any requiem, really. Also dirges, madrigals, chants, as long as it's on tape.
Moi, je pensais surtout au fait que celui dans notre chambre est brisé. Ça nous prend une musique pour apprendre les paroles, pour pouvoir chanter au karaoké. Je vais acheter ce magnétophone. Équipez-vous pour écouter. Non, c'est écrit. Ok, une bande magnétique. Je pensais que c'était ça. Ça n'a pas l'air de ça. N'est-ce pas?
And here you are. Quality sound reproduction on the go. It'll play anything, wherever. Turn any tape into a conversation of sounds and shapes.
Ok. Regardez dans nos systèmes. Il est là. Magnétolecteur Harmon. Je pensais vraiment que c'était l'autre affaire. Je pensais vraiment que c'était ça. Ça a l'air que non. Oh mon dieu. Comment je fais pour le faire fonctionner? Aucune idée. Ok, principalement des vêtements militaires avec quelques créations excentriques.
A typical Martinez streetlight sits among assorted floor and table lamps.
Où l'avez-vous déniché, excusez-moi?
It was brought to me to be altered.
Ok.
We are not here to investigate the theft of city property.
Il se penche afin que le prêteur ne puisse pas
You
l'entendre.
have to admit it's rather clever what he's done with it.
C'est vraiment nice pour eux. Combien pour le réverbère?
700 real. A bargain, I dare say.
A bargain? No, it's not. He's trying to sweet-talk you into buying trash.
Vous avez perdu la tête ou quoi? On peut en trouver un à chaque coin de rue.
The light has undergone 3 transformations, and every transformation, large or small, has a price tag.
Il s'accoude au comptoir et approche son visage de la vitrine. Qu'entendez-vous par transformation?
Well, there are the cost of removal and rewiring.
Ok, il vous dévisage avec une impatience non feinte.
The most important transformation is the light's placement among ordinary indoor fixtures, which has adjusted its morphological field. The light became suitable for use inside the home just a few days ago.
Ok, fuck off. Fuck le réverbère.
It's not often that I see officers from the RCM in my pawn
C'est
shop.
ça, je voulais. L'homme derrière le comptoir se retourne lentement vers vous.
What can I do for you?
Demande-t-il.
His courtesy is not insincere, but he prefers being alone with his projector, just watching the movement of light across the walls of the shop.
Maintenant que la MCR est ici, dites-moi, avez-vous eu des ennuis récemment?
I haven't had any problems myself, though some of my customers have complained about inconsistent law enforcement.
Who are your customers usually?
All kinds of people come through here. Locals, travellers, people looking for a deal, people looking for a keepsake, people who are terminally bored. As you can see, I have a wide selection of goods for everyone to choose from.
Le parfait et futile attirail consumérisme. Sacrée collection en effet. À vrai dire, je crois qu'une de vos machines, vous pressez le doigt sur le vos lèvres, a plus de saveur que les autres. Votre business plan part dans tous les sens. Vous devriez vous spécialiser ou focaliser. À vrai dire, je crois qu'une de vos marchandises a plus de saveur que les autres.
It keeps me entertained.
Répondit-il, indifférent à votre snobisme.
Entertained? He might be high. If he is, on what?
Roy a-t-il défoncé? Et si oui, qu'a-t-il pris?
Feeling warm and enthralled by the movement of light, while the mind continues to race forward. Lucky bastard. He's probably on Pyrrolidon.
Oh,
It's tough to come
Pyrrolidon.
by on the street.
Le Pyrrolidon, qu'est-ce que c'est que ça?
A drug developed by the military to treat and prevent radiation sickness. It has psychedelic side effects, and it makes your eyes turn yellow.
Ok. Ça, c'est pas bon signe d'habitude. Monsieur, pourriez-vous retirer vos lunettes de soleil? J'aimerais inspecter vos yeux. Non, je pense pas que ça va fonctionner. Alors, où peut-on se procurer du pyrrolidone de nos jours?
How would I know?
Il fait un pas en arrière tout en vous toisant.
There's a note of indignation in his voice. Interesting. Those triangle patches on his vest, you have a feeling they mean something, like they're similar to the halogen rectangle on your jacket.
Du calme, je suis juste un flic cool qui aimerait bien goûter à votre cam.
Pyrrolidon is just something you know, since the People's Power disaster,
Tous comme pour souligner ces mots.
I was with the Emergency Relief Brigade. Had to take it for radiation sickness.
He's taken it for mental and emotional, not physical pain these days.
Comment vous êtes-vous retrouvés, prêteurs sur gage?
The clean-up happened 15 years ago. I was young then. Later, my second aunt died. Left me this shack and all the assorted junk in it. So I came to Martinez. People told me don't go there. It's a shithole. I said, people, we just had a nuclear pile meltdown. I'm gonna get as far away from Forberg as I can. Still in the same city, but
Ok. Ça ne devrait pas être facile de nettoyer les déchets radioactifs.
there's a reason why everyone's tried to forget any of it ever happened, and why no one has tried to repair or replace the pile.
Ok. Ça
So
m'intrigue son
much
histoire de pile.
disappointment and early deaths. Cancer mostly. And we knew all that was coming even as we were cleaning up as best we could.
C'est la faute à qui si le générateur a cessé de fonctionner?
No one's. Everyone's.
Ok, super, secoue la tête.
So much bitterness.
A bunch of poor people built themselves a primitive nuclear reactor, hoping for the best. What do you think is going to happen?
Effectivement. Racontez-moi un peu plus sur cette brigade de secours d'urgence dont vous faisiez partie.
We were an all-volunteer force, self-organized, tried to help the fire brigades contain the spill.
Dit-il en désignant le triangle blanc sur son gilet de sécurité orange.
Tough son of a gun, this one. Respect.
I lived by the river since I was a small boy. The Esperance. Didn't have the art to let it all go to shit without trying to do something to help out. There wasn't much the volunteer force could do, however. We wasted years in the river mud. Years getting sick.
Ok. Merci pour votre aide.
I like the theory more than the story. Outward movement, not vortices.
Yeah, you gotta get in on those vortices, my man.
Ça vous dérange si on partage votre pyrrolidone?
Have you tried it before?
It's almost like he's worried for you. The lieutenant steps away, pretending to admire some of the knickknacks on display. Looks like he doesn't want to get involved. Go ahead then, he thinks. As long as you can walk straight, I don't care.
Jamais tant du pyro tous les jours.
Every day. You look the part.
Il baisse la tête boutoise puis opine.
Here you go, man.
Il vous montre une sorte de grosse capsule posée au creux de sa main, d'aspect peu ordinaire.
Yes, darling. That's the coalition government ordained pyrrolidone. Straight into your gut. Not so sure about this.
Merci. Prends le pyrrolidone.
Of course.
Je pourrais me servir du magnétophore que j'ai acheté, non?
Of course. It's in working order still, isn't it? Just pick your tape and set it spinning. It all starts with the tape.
J'ai quelque chose à vendre.
Let me have a look.
J'ai la photo fascinante d'un cadavre avec moi. Non! J'aimerais vendre des freins. J'ai cette broche commémorative. Ouais, c'est ça. J'ai cette broche commémorative, mais avant de la vendre, j'aurai quelques questions.
Somebody's summer dinghy rates is 31. What a pleasant time that was.
Ok.
So, what do you want to know? Price? I can give you $3.20 for it.
Trois réals et trois réals et 20. Dis donc, c'est de l'arnaque.
Pin from 31 ought to be priced at $3.10, but I added another 10 cents just to be nice.
D'accord, mais pourriez-vous la garder quelques jours avant de la mettre en vente? J'ai promis de la rendre, cette broche.
Sure, I can keep it behind the counter for a week, but only if you pawn it right now.
C'est tout ce que je voulais savoir sur cette broche, merci.
Sure thing. So, do you want to sell anything?
Ok, j'aimerais... Je vais vérifier dans mes poches.
Anything else you're thinking of selling?
La carte postale, je pense pas qu'elle nous sert à quelque chose. La grosse boule en métal, un accessoire de lancer de poids, ça sert-tu vraiment à quelque chose? Une bobine vide. Le crayon, le mouchoir du lieutenant. La broche commémorative. Hein. Faut que je me repasse un peu d'argent, là. Je sais même pas combien j'ai. On va vendre une peu de shit. 28 et 14, yeah! Ok. Mais bon, on a fait.
Another time, perhaps.
Vous pourriez nous être utile dans notre enquête.
I doubt it, but I can try and answer any questions you may have.
Que savez-vous de la récente pendaison?
I do my best to keep my distance from all manner of butchery. Bad for business, bad for everyone.
No one likes to see what you have to see every day.
C'est tout ce
The
que j'ai.
pawnbroker's gaze is already fixed on the dancing colors.
À propos, auriez-vous par hasard des revolvers comme ceux portés par les policiers de la milice citoyenne?
Someone else came here earlier today asking the same question. I promptly sold her the gun you pawned a couple days back.
Bon, quelqu'un qui a été plus rapide que nous autres.
What? Sold? The lieutenant shifts from one foot to another, alert.
Oh, pas si vite. Pas si vite. Je vous ai vendu mon flingue.
You,
With Kim here too? That just sounded really, really bad.
You were adamant about getting rid of it, officer. Said you were undeserving of a service weapon of the Revachol Citizens Militia.
Ok, mais pourquoi qu'on serait indigne?
And I don't like keeping guns around the shop for long. Off the charts photon emissions. The unhealthy kind.
C'est mon gun qui a tiré dans la tête de l'autre.
He's not telling you the whole story. It seems he's trying to spare you.
Il a certainement une raison valable pour ça. C'était aussi quelqu'un de la police?
She didn't seem like a policeman,
Une fille.
although she kept referring to herself as a pig, which was odd.
Mm.
I found her interest in the gun a bit obsessive, but I was just happy to get rid of it, and of her.
Okay.
Truth be told, she was terrifying.
Right, so let me get this right. You sold your sidearm, issued by the Citizens Militia, and now a civilian is running around the streets of Martinez with it?
Oups.
Miraculously, his face does not reveal what's happening inside.
Ça ne me fait pas non plus. Et s'il lui prenait l'envie de commettre un crime et de faire porter le chapeau de la milice citoyenne?
You're right that she could cast aspersions on the force. We have to find her.
Il regarde autour de lui inquiet. Vous savez où je peux trouver cette personne?
My apologies, officer, but I have no idea where she was coming from or where she went.
A needle in a haystack. There is nothing you can do about it now. You'll just have to hope you luck upon her somehow.
Au moins, je sais comment j'ai perdu mon arme de poing. Parlons d'autre chose.
Of course.
J'ai d'autres chats à fouetter. Well, on sort d'ici. C'est affreux comme son. On a fait pour avoir mal à la tête, ce son-là. Ok, fait que là, on avait lui qui est là qu'on peut parler. Je sais pas qu'est-ce que ça va nous donner.
Good day to you, officers.
A burly man hangs out by the waterlock, carving up a generous serving of salami with an old hunter's knife. His eyes are fixed on a man stranded on the other side of the waterlock and on an enormous billboard that has fallen down into the canal
Okay.
between them. His posture is relaxed. Despite his powerful build and the knife in his hand, this man resorts to physical intimidation only infrequently, if at all.
Savez-vous ce qui a causé ces dégâts? Montrer la pancarte brisée dans le canal.
I wasn't here to witness it, but those look like tire tracks on that sign. Weird, huh? Then again, plenty of daredevil drivers in Revachol.
The words daredevil driver sound ominous to you.
Too bad it also takes a year and a day to repair anything around here, especially a waterlock. The rest of the coast is closed off till then.
Ok. Vous savez ce qu'il y a le long de la côte?
Well, there's the fishing village, an abandoned fish market, a bizarro church. Not much use to the congregation, though. There always seems to be something wrong with it.
Il réfléchit un instant.
Yeah, not really much else. Just bombed out ruins.
Est-ce que je pourrais avoir un bout de saucisson?
Sure thing.
Il coupe une tranche de
Want
saucisson.
some too, officer?
Oh! Je vais faire l'autre. Why not? Le lieutenant considère l'offre pendant un instant puis décide d'accepter. Il prend une tranche de saucisson et la porte à sa bouche. Très bien, au revoir. That's it!
A rusting control panel with loose wires dangling out from the hole where an indicator light used to be, and a mechanical lever sitting in the middle. This panel usually closes the waterlock,
Ouais, c'est
turning it into a bridge that lets you cross the canal. But there's a crashed salmon and butter sign in the way. Pulling the lever probably won't do anything. You pull the lever all the way up until the metal clicks against the contact
Ça n'a rien
pins.
fait, c'est sûr.
You hear a soft clunk. Then nothing happens. Nothing happens. A cold gust of wind blowing in from the sea interrupts the silence of the situation.
J'entends tout en vous observant relâcher le levier.
The spring brings the lever back to its original position. You still need to close the waterlock to get across the canal. Some other way.
Pourquoi mercredi? Faut qu'on ferme l'écluse, mais mercredi?
Wasn't there a sign over there saying functionality will be restored on Wednesday morning?
Ah, ok. Intéressant. On va le faire courir un peu, notre ami. On avait deux autres personnes aussi qui étaient ici, pas loin, il est 15h16. Oh! Pourquoi j'ai ça dans les mains, moi? Un bouche d'égout, un passage vers le fleuve d'immondice. T'es sérieux que t'as pensé à ça? Pourquoi j'ai ça dans les mains, moi? Quoi ça? Oh...
Whoa. In your hand, Pyrrolidon, the double rainbow of
Je sais pas
synthetic
comment les utiliser, je comprends pas.
rare and gritty, a product of the age of atomic power.
Regardez la petite boîte de liquide.
What a funny little cap. Don't let the scary medical warnings throw you off. It's an inadequate antidote to radiation poisoning, but a potent antidote to boredom.
Ouvrez la
The
boîte.
container is warm to the touch. Or is that just the anticipation? You screw the lid open and look. A little slit on the side lets you just slurp it up. Like an oyster.
Léchez
Come
juste.
on, slurp it.
Léchez juste un peu.
You suck a minuscule drop of extremely chemical smelling liquid into your mouth. There, it seeps into your tongue. When you swallow, it's already almost all gone.
Ok. Ça a le goût de feu, d'un baiser, d'essence. Ça a le goût d'un baiser.
It tastes like many things, all melting into one conflagration in the back of your throat. As you look around, the world slowly exists as it did before. Only now, gentle flames lick at its edges, as though it were a photo burning.
Mon sang, je brûle.
Not really. It's just a metaphor. The effect of that otherworldly drop of liquid is slower, more subtle than that of real flames, yet just as warm. This warmth, it makes you want to share your discovery with Kim.
Kim, je viens de lécher une goutte de médicament d'anti-radiation. C'est
I'm
génial.
happy for you.
C'était sec, ça?
His glasses turn golden as the fire reflects off the lenses. You feel this man is your brother. Just don't mix it with anything, he thinks, looking you over. Thankfully, his sense of balance seems okay. Whatever. I'm not getting involved. Wow. Kim's badass. Or he's had a druggy partner. Whoa. That's probably it. He's seen it before. Look at all these guys go off like fireworks as information pours into you. About the lieutenant's simple remark. I'm happy for you. This stuff is great.
Ça va vraiment m'être utile pour mon travail.
Already you can tell you're going to be slurping a lot more Pyrrolidon. This stuff is going to give you insight into that little flickering light hidden in all human beings.
Bon, que ça va donner
If you
ça.
can keep the vomit in, because it sort of also makes you want to throw up.
Ah.
In the bottom right corner of the screen, there's a Pyrrolidon button. It gives +1 to psyche skills. Empathy, suggestion, authority, inland empire,
Ok.
esprit de corps, and...
On a combien? 4. C'est où que je vois déjà? Là. On avance, on avance! On reste au 1h31 de jeu, puis 1h58 de jeu. Ben oui, c'est sur le temps du jeu, c'est sur le temps dans le jeu, et non sur le temps qu'on joue. Hey, il joue à une genre de pétanque ou de quoi que ce soit. T'es le gars le plus aigri du monde. Ah oui, moi je m'en vais me mettre les 2 pieds dans...
Life doesn't need to be a struggle.
Ok, il secoue la bouche pour masquer un mot.
I'll be with you in a moment, officer. Let me just finish my sandwich.
Hey!
Talk to Angry Hog René first.
Et H la tête à l'encontre de son partenaire, pas qu'à commencer par ce vieux... Ok.
Have you no shame? Whining about your back every time you bring out the measuring tape.
René, you're a man with a fork in a world of soup. Please, let's just try to enjoy the game, alright?
Ici continue de mastiquer son sandwich.
Look in his hand, going into his mouth. The sandwich. It's hauntingly beautiful.
I'm trying to, but you keep breaking my concentration. You're old. I can see that. We're both old. Now stop grabbing your ass like it's a girl.
These manly men are playing balls. This is a ball game. Grab a ball and play it. Don't ask questions. Shoot first. Ask questions never.
Vous allez voir ce que vous allez voir, oui, la boule.
That's the spirit. Don't even waste your breath asking about the game. They wouldn't know anyway. They're way past their prime.
Attraper une boule et leur faire une démonstration. Malade! Je lance par où, moi, là?
You are immediately surprised by the ball's lack of weight. No matter. You'll make it work. God, this is right. You feel the familiar tremble of excitement and adrenaline that precedes every victory. Time has frozen.
Examinez les
A
alentours.
chilly breeze ruffles your hair as you stand there, feet firmly planted. All sounds, smells, even the wind, everything fades until the only thing left is the union of man and ball. West, in the Grand Couronne area, a sharp overhand left from Arsène Luc Edelbrock sends the Samarin heavyweight champion, Kostya Miasnok Kostanicha, flying to the mat. The crowd goes wild. Revachol loves a hero.
Je suis content de pas avoir eu à lire ce nom-là, je l'aurais détruit.
The cold metal ball is surprisingly smooth against your neck. It has a pattern on it, probably a sponsored ball. Yours would only be covered with bumps of learning and scars of victory. Already your muscles are adjusting to the weight, the nervous system calibrating, until you and the ball have merged into a single entity.
Il y a encore du temps
The
pour une...
man ball is ready.
Il y a encore du temps pour une ultime introspection. Qui
An
suis-je?
embodiment of pure motion. A fine-tuned locomotor running at maximum efficiency.
C'est malade pour eux.
Behold the fear and confusion reflecting in the eyes of the two feeble geezers. They are in awe of your superiority. You are a god to them.
Ah, c'est grave.
Some would still say you're a cop, but I guess we're beyond that now.
Ce n'est pas plus difficile de compenser l'inertie que ça. Tenez-les avec une balle de revolver. Relax, la balle c'est toi. Mais pourquoi?
Merde! Bordel de merde!
Mais pourquoi il a fait ça? C'est pas un lancer de même qu'il fallait faire.
What the hell is your problem?
Oh wow. Ah, plutôt pas mal ce triceps droit.
Don't care if you are a cop. You do not just ruin someone's game. So goddamn disrespectful.
A
Oh.
man his age getting worked up like that? Better watch that blood pressure.
Je ressens de la colère et j'ignore pourquoi.
You vandalized our game, son. We can't play pétanque with 5 bull.
À la pétanque?
Yes, pétanque. You ruined our pétanque game. We want our bull back.
Take it easy, René. This is just a misunderstanding, isn't it, officer? No harm done.
Of course there's harm done, you orange slug. You owe us a goddamn bull.
Ok, je vais essayer d'arranger ça.
Good. Mistakes are forgiven. When men at least try to right their wrong.
Je l'ai
I
pas
believe
sa
you will
boule.
try. Now why did you approach us?
Just talk. It'll smooth things over. Old people like attention.
René, j'ai découvert votre poste de guet.
Yes. The Debardeurs Union pays me to stand vigil during the nights. Not out of any political allegiance, mind you. I'm an old man. Don't sleep more than a few hours every night anyway, and money is tight.
Ajoute-t-il avec un léger soupir.
He feels like he has to justify himself for some reason.
Ok, vous avez dû voir quelque chose la nuit du meurtre. Votre poste de guet donne droit sur la cour.
Yes, it does. Unfortunately, I wasn't working that night.
Bon.
Been on a 2-week leave since last Monday.
Passez vite, pourquoi êtes-vous de repos?
It's a private matter. Nothing to do with your investigation.
You see, officer, René is the kind of man would rather die than admit he needs medical assistance or, God forbid, sick it. A real man's man is just gonna ride it out.
I'm fine, goddammit. Mind your own business.
On essaie de colère lui fait serrer les dents.
Just got to cut back on coffee.
Ok.
It's his heart.
Et donc, qui bossait à votre place cette nuit-là?
No one. The boss has been unmanned since last Monday. There's no other guard. It's just me.
Il paraît soudain très vieux et fatigué.
No one has been guarding the container yard since last Monday.
Yes. It's
Oh boy.
not actually an issue. I mean,
Look, officer, the container yard doesn't actually need a guardsman. Never had one before René. Monsieur Claire had that booth built specially for him. It's mostly decorative.
Alors, ça change rien si vous êtes pas là-bas. Là-bas ou pas?
the possibility of someone being in there is enough to discourage any ill-minded individuals.
Tente-t-il d'avancer?
Evrard created this job for René because he knows the Royal Carabiners' pension of honor and PTSD isn't something a man can live off. A decorated Kingsman collecting tear reflects bad on the whole neighborhood. His words.
Ok, voir pigé, les costauds prennent soin des faibles et tout le monde bosse ensemble, j'adore. Être aussi dépendant, ça ne fait qu'affaiblir l'avantage d'un homme. Marche ou crève, il n'y a pas de juste milieu. René, c'est un cas isolé, il nous faut un programme. Remettre les anciens sur le marché du travail, les garder motivés. René devrait louer ses services, investir dans ses bénéfices, recruter quelques types et développer et recommencer. Le salariat, c'est une impasse. Il n'y a absolument rien de mal à ramasser les consignes. J'ai fait ça à mi-temps, moi aussi.
Look, officer, can we conclude the topic of my guard booth now?
C'est bon, merci.
Yes. Like I said, it would be up anyway, so might as well keep an eye out. Keeps my senses sharp.
Savez-vous quelque chose au sujet de l'homme perdu dans le cour arrière du Whirling in Rags?
Unfortunately, I don't. Unlike most of the locals, I have no qualms about assisting law enforcement, but this affair has passed me by completely.
Ok. Et la plupart des gens du coin?
In Martinez, the union is the law, so can you really blame them?
Mais vous n'avez aucun problème avec les flics?
Cop is a pejorative term. I don't have a problem with policemen. On the contrary, I admire the effort to bring order to our streets.
Donc encore une fois, vous ne savez rien du tout?
If I knew, I would not be afraid to tell you. I simply don't. I'm an old man, not a coward. The daily business of the riffraff no longer concerns me.
This is a man with a lot of past, but little present, and almost no
C'est triste.
future.
On dirait que vous jouez dans un cratère.
Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Ok. Est-ce que c'est en rapport avec les impacts de balles que j'ai pu voir dans le coin?
Yes. It was left by heavy artillery fire.
Heavy artillery fire, you say? That's the best kind of artillery fire. Very interesting.
D'accord, c'est un cratère causé par un tir d'artillerie, mais pourquoi?
Why what?
Pourquoi l'artillerie a-t-elle été utilisée?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
On pourra peut-être continuer cette leçon d'histoire un peu plus tard.
Fine. What do you want now, then?
Hey boy. J'ai vu la statue de Philippe III de pas loin d'ici.
Ah, yes. King Philip III, on his steed. A reminder of what Revachol once was.
Oh, absolutely.
Il est
At
sourd.
the mercy of a cocaine-snorting tyrant who emptied the treasury so he could sleep on a bed of gold.
Cocaine? Cocainum? Sounds like our kind of king. And just imagine what kind of cocaine a king would have had.
A superpower, feared and respected. A testament to what this country can be under the leadership of a true king. Someone who knows how to rule.
Ok. Comment devrait régner un roi légitime?
Decisively, without fear of offending the sensibilities of the frail and weak-minded among his subjects. This is something the insurgents never understood.
Burning Man. Comment vas-tu, Time Master? Je sais pas trop quoi en penser.
You haven't lived as long as I have, son. With age, a man learns certain things about real power, or else ends up a spineless socialist rat.
Ah, bien, merci. On
Like
t'a essayé vite de ton
Gaston
côté aussi. Comme Gaston.
And the worst part of that, officer, is having to spend your days playing pétanque with an angry snake.
The carabinier doesn't reply.
Ah, il s'aime beaucoup, hein?
His entire being communicates unbreakable resolve. No one and nothing can change this man's mind. He is as rigid as they come, still in that antique uniform. It's a symbol for him.
Ok, on change de
Right.
sujet. Il n'y a rien d'autre vraiment à poser. Merci d'avoir pris le temps de répondre à mes questions. Oh, c'est ça. Il y a quelque chose. Lui, c'est qui, lui? Je pense pas qu'on peut s'y parler. Oh. Il est donc boule digne d'un homme, un vrai. Bon, c'est vrai qu'il a laissé la place dans cet état. Ah, wow. Rien à foutre de cette crevure. De cette crevure. Ok, bon. Rien d'intéressant ici pour l'instant. On va repasser par là. On va aller acheter nos dés. Ça, on avait rien là.
Only the red cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the black one lies neglected
Okay.
on the floor. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Partir. On a tout débranché. Fuck off! C'est quoi cette pièce-là? Ah! C'est comme ça qu'on y a accès. Les fusils rouillés sont dissimulés au-dessus de la canalisation. Ils ont l'air inutilisables. Bon.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Où sommes-nous? Examiner la pièce secrète.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Regardez, il y a un trou derrière le mur.
There is, yes. And there also appears to be something inside the hole. Interesting. Do you want to take a look?
Ça marche.
Your hand reaches deep into darkness and spiderwebs. Rummaging around, you find rusty rifles hidden away.
Il y a des fusils, Kim.
Are these any good?
Inspectez les fusils.
Most of them are rusty and inoperable, like the rest.
Triste.
But one catches your eye. A bolt-action model with a fine wood stock, in better cosmetic order than the others. Take it. You're a police officer. Police officers carry guns.
Ok, celui-là, il sait pas.
That's a rare sight. Seems to no longer be functional, but still a beautiful thing in its own way.
Ok, il ressemble à l'arme du crime, non?
It's the same type of weapon, yes, a breech loader. An interesting coincidence that we should find something so similar. But I'm afraid our search for the real murder weapon must continue.
Ici, qu'est-ce que ça signifie?
It means there are firearms, albeit inoperable, still lying around in Martinez. It's an interesting coincidence, I would say. Might come in useful in the future.
He likes this find.
On est rendu avec un fusil et... Il est où le fusil? Intéressant. On pourrait aller le panner pour avoir la... la boule. Comme l'écluse, remplacer la boule perdue. Une boule, ou du moins une sphère en métal qui ressemble. J'ai tellement l'impression qu'on pourrait faire ça pour vrai. Il n'y a rien d'autre à regarder là. Let's go, on monte en haut complètement. Oh mon dieu, c'est tellement sombre. C'est à cause de moi que c'est sombre de même. Ah! Je peux pas me déplacer, bâtard. Ah, je peux pas me déplacer parce que j'ai fermé le courant, tu vois ça. Y a autre chose à faire avec ça?
A thick layer of coal
No.
dust.
C'est sûr, c'est ça. On va brancher le fil rouge.
Both cables are somewhere in.
Là, ça devrait être allumé. Eh, c'est sérieux? Là, je peux pas. Là, je peux plus rien faire. Ah, je la trouve pas drôle, celle-là. Là. C'est le câble noir, celui-là?
Only the red cable is somewhere. A machine hums along with the current, happy and contented. An electric sizzle. The room is slightly quieter now.
Oups.
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine. It has
buzz.
turning the crank feels oddly satisfying, like stirring your childhood dreams. In the distance, you hear water dripping. It's all gone now. You'll never become a poet or an entrepreneur. What better to assuage the creeping sense of
Ok, ça suffit. Niaisage de même. Je peux remonter maintenant. Il faut que les deux soient branchés pour que je puisse remonter. Come on. Hey, c'est une vraie joke.
only the black cable is plugged into the breaker box, while the red somewhere in the dark.
On va essayer d'y retourner. Eh, on a rebranché les deux, right? Mais pourquoi je peux pas? J'ai toujours pu me promener là. Là, c'est quoi le problème? Je veux m'aider. Passer par en haut, c'est ça? C'est un bug ou quoi? C'est littéralement plongé dans le noir, man. Ah, j'espère, oui. C'est littéralement plongé dans le noir. N'importe quoi. C'est pour ça que je pouvais pas passer. Hello, Majestic, comment vas-tu? Oh. Ah, mon dieu, je suis nono des fois.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
Je suis là pour mon dé.
Very good. That will be 7 real for one custom die.
Il est nice.
One universal die for Wirral Untethered.
It feels icy. Just holding this die in your hand sends a jolt of cold down your spine. Through the dark resin, you can make out a nugget of bone hewn from an alligator's jaw.
Ok. C'est juste pour ça qu'on était là. Fait que ça sert à quoi le dé? Ça remarque consulter l'onglet carte de votre journal pour identifier quels destin et plans sont accessibles. Hein? Bizarre. On va redescendre. Je sais pas que ça servait d'avoir ce dé là. Who knows? Peut-être qu'on va le savoir plus tard. C'est quel alter qu'on peut faire? C'est celle-là ici.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for its master.
Comment ça? Ma tête me fait souffrir. On va juste prendre ça. C'était sûr que ça allait être un fail, guys.
You manage to hoist it off the ground, but the barbell feels wobbly. See?
Comme la dernière fois.
See? Even your body has failed you. It's a miracle you didn't injure yourself.
Peu importe la muscu, c'est pour les
It
handicapés
was
de
never
son.
my favorite either.
Il est évident que le lieutenant...
At the station gym, I mean. I prefer running. It clears your head.
Le dé m'a pas donné grand chose. Ça fait 2 fois qu'on se blesse de même. Je sais pas où est-ce que je m'en vais avec ma lampe électrique là. Même ça, on pourrait l'enlever de là. Je me suis assez drogué de même aujourd'hui. Right? Ok, attendez un peu. Ah oui, faut qu'on ait parlé à l'autre dame, à l'autre bout. Let's go!
You're back. Good. What can I help you with?
J'ai parlé avec les routiers du rond-point.
Yes, my eyes on the harbour have sent word to that effect. What have you discovered?
Regardez, où se trouvent exactement ses yeux?
It doesn't really matter. And I do apologise for the surveillance. Wild Pines can't afford to be blind at a time like this. In any case, it's a relief to know someone has looked into it. If I may ask, will there be an official investigation? I assume you discovered there is an operation.
She's trying to conceal her excitement, but the slight glimmer in her green eyes tells you otherwise. The lieutenant is about to interject. Cut him off. This decision should be yours.
Ouais, je dois décider.
Exactly. But what?
Attendez, vous semblez anxieuse à l'idée de savoir pourquoi.
I've kept my eye on the camionneurs. Even tried to get to know one. It's a mystery I'm already invested in. Which one of them, if any, could organize such a complex operation?
Il y en a, on a trouvé pas mal de choses intéressantes. Il y aura une enquête, c'est tout ce que je peux dire.
Okay. I thank you for sharing that much with me. My employer thanks you as well. In any case, you've held up your end of our arrangement. Now it's my turn. I wouldn't normally break protocol like this, but the situation demands it. If you don't solve this murder, I'm afraid we may have a bloodbath on our hands.
Oh.
The words bloodbath sound cold in her mouth. They taste of iron and strawberries.
C'est quoi cette histoire de bain de sang?
Yes. I'm afraid this strike may descend into a small-scale civil war,
Ooh.
with possible consequences for all of Rivershoal West.
Ça regarde pas bien?
Since you are sharing, ma'am, this is also the RCM's worst-case scenario.
Then we're on the same page, as grim as it may be.
Quel lien y a-t-il entre le lynchage et la grève?
I have an indirect role to play, I'm sad to say. My employer experienced a momentary lapse of faith in me. In that moment, they elected to deploy a private military contractor as an insurance measure. They called it my security detail.
Manque de confiance temporaire.
They were dispatched after I relayed the union's initial offer.
Every worker...
A member of the board. I tried to convince my employer it was simply a piece of rhetoric or a joke. They did not appreciate the humor.
Vous avez besoin de détachement de sécurité?
Absolutely not. These mercenaries are muscle, pure and simple. They are meant to intimidate the Union into surrendering.
Who are they, exactly?
Crenell, an Oranese military company. As far as I know, 3 arrived in Martinez. They report to me sporadically, but they do not answer to me. To be frank, our relationship is deteriorating. They wear ceramic armor, have semi-automatic weapons, and years of combat experience.
Puis il s'est fait tuer
They
pareil.
also have trauma and stressor disorder, and no idea how to conduct themselves in an urban civilian environment.
Ça regarde pas bien.
So, what happened?
The story is, one of them, the colonel, I don't know his real name, sexually assaulted a local woman while he was drunk and separated from his unit. This allowed some of the more militant Union members to subdue him. He was taken out behind the whirling in rags and lynched last Sunday night.
Ok, ensuite.
Nothing. Mr. Clare refuses to let me into the harbour. I have not been able to discuss this matter with anyone there. The remaining 2 Crenell contractors carry out their orders, for now.
Pour l'instant.
It's a smokescreen. In secret, they are conducting an independent military tribunal into the lynching. Once this investigation is concluded, executions will follow.
Ça regardera pas bien, ça.
What is the nature of this so-called investigation?
Whether to execute one, some, or all of the Union militants.
Hi!
It'll be all of them. The decision is already made.
Oh non. Je dois admettre que c'est pas très discro.
It is very far from disco. My only hope is that you provide a single, concrete suspect before the mercenaries indiscriminately pick theirs. Simply put,
Elle s'accroche à la grande voile.
if you don't pin this on someone good and do it fast, they will identify and execute everyone present at the lynching. This in turn will force the Union to respond.
No.
They would have to project strength and power.
The Debardeurs have over 2,000 men. It will be 1,000 to 1.
Have you ever seen a hornet invade a beehive, Lieutenant? It's
So-
not pretty.
Non,
These
effectivement.
men work in tandem using semi and fully automatic firearms. Their armor is virtually impenetrable to muzzle-loaded weapons, even yours. Most Union workers don't have guns at all. As I said, a bloodbath.
Vous voyez, Kim, c'est le grand bain de sang dont je vous parlais.
It appears you found it, yes. And I'm not happy for you.
N'est-ce pas un scénario assez sinistre que vous découvrez?
Many bleak scenarios have already come true. Nameless, badgeless detective of the citizens' militia. All we can do is keep the rest from going the same way. One single concrete suspect delivered into civil court, and I may be able to defuse this situation.
Intéressant. Que pouvez-vous nous dire sur le
Not
colonel?
much. Their public resume is relatively good, as far as private military contractors go. I believe they were once called Downwell.
Down a deep black well.
They boast a long list of clients. Saint-Baptiste, Welchman-Lorenz, Eintracht. A warning sign, however. The operations concerned all take place in third or fourth world countries. Guarding facilities, escort missions and such.
Ok.
Meaning they're used to operating in war zones.
Yes, all the good conflict corridors, Supramundi, Yesut, the Seminese Islands, countries that don't have a good record reporting atrocious military conduct on their soil.
Pouvez-vous me dire autre chose à leur sujet?
Sadly, no. Before this happened, I had little interest in them. Now that I do, I don't have the resources.
Bon,
If
réfléchis.
you still have access to the ICP's database, You could run a better background check than I ever could. It may take some time, though.
Do you know a lot about the inner workings of the RCM and the ICP, ma'am?
In my line of work, it pays to do your research. I was prepared to deal with the RCM. I did not think I'd be dealing with a group like Crenel.
Pourquoi vous contactez l'entreprise? Pour qu'elle le rappelle?
I have. And they will. However, these orders take time to reach what is basically a rogue unit out in the field here. Until they do, it's all on us.
Vous avez dit que le défunt avait agressé une femme.
Or he didn't. This is information passed on to me from some teenagers loitering around the canal. I cannot testify by it.
Qui a fait circuler l'information alors?
The remaining contractors. Their tribunal. It's
Boss.
what they believe.
Salut Océane, comment vas-tu? Que vous ont dit ces adolescents au bord du canal?
That the man was killed because he assaulted a local woman. I've asked around a bit. This seems to be the accepted story around Martinez.
The lieutenant consults his notebook, his eyebrows knitted in concentration.
Ça va bien, merci. Content que ça aille bien de ton côté aussi?
Odd. We haven't heard any reports about an assault in connection with the lynching. Where did it take place? And when?
Last Sunday night, at the Whirling in Rags, the hostel by the gates. Supposedly, the colonel was drunk, maybe on narcotics too. Either way, he's alleged to have sexually assaulted a woman. Sometime later, a group of dock workers got their hands on him.
Laissez-moi deviner, c'est la fille qui était responsable du Whirling in Rags. Et qui était cette femme?
That's a good question, officer. I don't have the slightest idea. As I said, it's a rumor. About a rumor. In any case, it's what the colonel's remaining colleagues believe.
You meet her soon enough, you feel.
Ce colonel qui s'est fait pendre, vous le connaissez?
If you mean did I see him alive? Yes. But I did not know him.
Il s'appelait...
Lely. His service name. A nom de guerre, most likely. He wouldn't divulge his full name. Only one of them did.
Nope.
A bad sign if there ever was one.
Parlez-moi d'abord des autres.
One is a man. Corty, they call him. A nickname as well. The other a woman. Phyllis DePaul. Corty is the gunner, I believe. DePaul is a radio operator.
Okay.
What would you say was his eye color, the deceased's?
She closes her eyes, trying to picture the man's face, then shakes her head.
I can't remember.
Il y a une pointe de regret dans sa voix.
That's all right, man. Anything else? Nationality? What would you say was his age?
He was 40. Or 50. It's hard to say which. He had a combat injury on his lower jaw. It made it difficult to estimate his age, or gauge his facial expressions.
Indeed. This matches the dental reconstruction we saw on the body. What else? Nationality? Accent?
He was, Occidental, I think. Light brown hair, a mixed accent, Oranese, or Messinian, maybe. His injury gave him an accent all his own. In a way, it was humanizing. He had to learn to speak through it, through the injury. That's all I know, I guess. I only met him once.
Où se trouvent les deux mercenaires restants? Combien de temps, mon Dieu? Où se trouvent les deux mercenaires restants?
They've gone to ground, as it were. I don't recommend seeking them out.
Ils passent
For
pied sur le
one,
câble.
they're almost certainly armed to the teeth. They don't have the same respect for the Revachol citizens' militia as I do.
Bon.
To put it bluntly, they think you're vigilantes. Ghetto savages. It will not be a fruitful meeting.
Vigilantes. You're a professional officer of the only legitimate authority in Revachol.
On doit pourtant découvrir où il se cache.
You're likely to run into them eventually. When that happens, I'll be in a better position to mediate if I don't appear involved.
Ok. Oh. Où sont ces mercenaires?
This is so embarrassing. You have no idea. There's something wrong with your brain. Luckily, the lieutenant still has his.
Ma'am, with all due respect, I've been around Martinez, and there's a giant hulk of a man in ill-fitting clothes at the harbor gates. Mr. Right to Work. His heart really isn't in it.
Not a terribly good actor, that one. Still.
And the other one, the pole, must be in one of the 4-story buildings overlooking the roundabout. She was reporting back to you while we were canvassing the lorry drivers.
That would afford a good vantage point. Still, I hope you heed my advice. There's no need to kick the hornet's nest.
Combien de temps avons-nous?
Until the executions start? Truthfully, I don't know. It depends on their progress identifying the members of the lynch mob, and their impatience.
They don't report their progress to you?
Not on this matter. I'm afraid they consider this a personal initiative.
C'est sûr que c'est une affaire personnelle. Il y a un vrai silence, les mouettes braillent au-dessus de la baie.
5 days, not more. Maybe sooner.
It's a matter of days, not weeks.
Ok. C'est tout pour le moment. Fait qu'on a 5
I am
jours pour
sorry to
résoudre.
have been the bearer of bad news. If there is anything else I can help you with, please ask.
Pouvez-vous désormais me parler de ce tatouage?
Of course. Excuse my hesitation before.
Elle tend la main par-dessus le câble de la rambarde et prend la photo qu'elle tient dans sa
For
main.
about half a minute, in silence.
It was taken with a trigette not long ago. This is the man's upper body. There were no more markings on his hands or legs.
Qu'en pensez-vous?
Sorry. I was trying to see if I can read the web of interdependencies between these points. The stars.
Elle en montre une sur le papier photo.
I can't. But that's how you read this story. The points themselves don't have letters, numbers, anything. Their size, location on the body, and distance from each other tells you what they represent.
C'est des embranchements sur... Voyons, comme des embranchements sur un micro-circuit.
Close. Port cities. This is an Oronese map of the waterways, a sailor's tattoo worn by wayfarers of the Dolorian century, over 300 years ago.
Oh.
The sailors would mark their bodies to map their travels.
Quel voyage a fait l'homme mort?
Quite a few. Vredefort, the Oronese capital, traditionally stands on the right shoulder.
Il y a des
He
amis sur le
started
photo.
somewhere near here, I think.
What next?
Then he made his way to the Preto Grande, through what I think must be the Stutz Canal, an artificial channel through the Occident. From the Preto, he sailed to the Insulindic Ocean, first the Semines Islands, then this.
Elle montre son cœur. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Revachol. Those are the two constants. Vredefort on the shoulder, and Revachol in the heart. They started the tradition of these maps right after the discovery of Insulinde, at the dawn of the Interinsulary Age.
You said you can't read it.
Ouais, c'est ça, vous avez dit que vous n'arrivez pas à le
I
lire.
can't. This man was no sailor, and these are no ports. I can understand geographic fragments, but not their meaning.
Somewhere in an office lit by a single green desk lamp, Captain Ptolemaeus Price, 58, bald and bespectacled, is writing in a ledger on his desk. Rows and rows of days and weeks, laconic remarks in a single column. Patrol, case, vacation, injured. In Martinez looking into Krenel, he writes in one. Then the man puts down his pen and rubs his temples with both hands. Outside, there is a siren. Distant gunshots on the streets of the Jamrock Quarter.
Je connais pas cet homme, mais il s'agit de son historique de service.
That makes sense to me. We have no more use for a map of the waterways, just like we don't need sailors the way we used to. This is what the custom would morph into on the Occident. Mercenary tattoos.
Qui pourrait m'en dire plus?
His platoon members?
Ouais, ouais.
The other
Mais
contractors.
tu veux pas que j'y cherche?
Though I do not suggest you go and show them that picture. This man was their friend and comrade.
Challenge accepted. I say we do it.
J'ai besoin de l'information.
Do what you have to do, detective. I don't think deciphering that tattoo should come before public security. But if you should wade into the mob to find out, I couldn't stop you.
We will be careful, ma'am.
Ok. C'est tout pour les tatouages. Merci de votre
Is
aide.
there anything else I can help you with?
C'est tout. On a un autre niveau. Nice. C'est pas celle-là, c'est celle-là. Il en reste plus gros. Il en reste plus gros. Là, on a le choix entre ouvrir la porte coup, on n'a pas de l'ouvrir. Faire ce que le chef du syndicat nous a demandé de faire, dans le fond.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. The royal lion, Guillaume's kitten. This knocker will last a lifetime and then some.
Donc, utilisez la clé de manière pour déverrouiller la
You
porte.
try to be as silent as you can. It takes a bit of rattling of the handle to loosen the bolt. Finally, the door unlocks with a small clack. Thoughts race through your head. Well, buddy, you opened it. No need to go inside. It would be rude. Good job. Let's go now. I'm sure there's nothing interesting in there. Only curiosity could account for stepping over that threshold. Maybe there's treasure in there. A white alligator. A fountain of quicksilver. As you hold the open door, you can feel the air moving. A little draft. A whistle.
Votre call, guys. Est-ce qu'on y va ou non? Je fais un petit sondage. Êtes-vous assez curieux pour y aller ou non? Est-ce qu'on entre dans cette pièce-là ou non? Est-ce qu'on fait juste ouvrir la porte comme qu'on nous a demandé?
The spread pattern of these bullet holes makes your chest ache. Your breath grows heavier.
Ok. Examinez de plus près.
You peer into the faded marks in the stone. They peer back like an endless row of tiny black holes. Sweat starts trickling down your brow.
This is bad mojo, man! Fucking
La
horrible
cravate.
mojo! The end draws near!
Your chest feels tight.
No!
Look
Qu'est-ce que
at
c'est
them.
ça?
It's closing in, caving in, ever
Maudite
tighter.
cravate.
Your breathing grows even heavier.
You okay there?
Soudain, la voix tranchante de Kuturagi vous sort de votre stupeur, expiré brusquement. Oui, 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 tout va bien.
You were looking pale there for a second. What are you looking at?
Wow! Vous voulez rentrer? Yes, pas de mal. Ils sont nombreux dans le coin.
Remnants from the revolution. These are over half a century old.
Ok. Aucun crime n'a été commis ici, si je comprends bien.
Perhaps a crime of a sort ages ago. But no, these do not warrant an investigation.
Ok, très bien, peu importe,
The
allons-y.
lieutenant nods.
Ah, wow, vous voulez rentrer? Vous êtes curieux? Vous êtes curieux? Vous êtes vraiment curieux? Je sais pas c'est quoi ça, mais... Une petite valise pleine de vêtements, des invités logent ici. On sait pas c'est qui, par exemple. Un livre intitulé Le monde caché des Fasp est ouvert. Vous sentez presque la chaleur du soleil rouge sur le drapeau. On prend la chemise. La personne qui vient ici admire les héros musclés et blonds.
A row of mugs sits on the shelf.
Oh,
Each one depicts a human figure. A dark-skinned woman grinning
wow.
amidst mysterious symbols. A broad-shouldered man shoveling potatoes, and others.
Tapoter les tasses.
A little ring. Though cheerful, the images on the ceramic make you vaguely uncomfortable. The images betray a lack of interest in human beings. They are merely unflattering caricatures.
Comment ça, mal à l'aise?
The owner of these mugs doesn't like people of other ethnicities very much.
Et alors, ils peuvent penser ce qu'ils veulent, c'est un monde libre. Bon, c'est bon à savoir, je n'ai pas de dévié sur ce sujet. C'est un truc typique de connard.
This person is unhappy. The lieutenant picks up one of the mugs, then puts it back down with a look of disdain.
I'm beginning to feel better about breaking into this man's apartment.
Dégainez votre tasse de l'homme jaune et comparez.
Yes, your broken mug friend would feel very much at home here. The same
C'est sûr,
humor,
ça y
the
appartient.
same mocking lines.
There's the missing tin soldier. Whoever lives here might have used the Whirling's container to dump his trash.
Ok.
And now they've drawn the ire of the Union. The plot thickens, as they say.
Perhaps you should break into apartments more often.
Pensez vraiment que c'est la même personne qui a mis les vêtements du mort à la
Who
poubelle?
knows? I'm not expecting too much from this clothes in the trash lead either way. It might turn out to be some random local matter, but still, a nice coincidence.
Effectivement, de laisser les tasses partir. Intéressant. À propos des tatouages, ouais, ouvrir la porte de l'appartement. Pour prévoir, c'est fait. Ça c'est correct, on a déjà tout fait ça. Ok, lui c'est à 9h. Fait qu'on peut pas y aller tout de suite. Plus un de logique, plus un électrochimie, plus un cours intérieur, plus un ordre dramatique. Well. Fait que c'était juste ça qu'il y avait à l'intérieur, mais on sait maintenant que la tasse appartient à la personne qui habite là. On sait pas c'est qui habite là. Puis là, j'imagine qu'on peut plus y parler.
The girl is ignored.
Let's go, on s'en va. Wait. Oh, de l'argent. Toujours preneur pour de l'argent. Et là, on pourrait faire vraiment une niaiserie. Oh! Ok. Aucune idée qu'est-ce qui a activé la mémoire, mais... On peut pas aller par là. Oh! Il y a un banc là qu'on peut interagir avec.
The worn and beaten wooden planks of the bench do not look overly comforting.
We can sit on benches after we've solved the murder.
You can revisit the bench if you ever need to pass the time when Lieutenant Kitsuragi is gone.
Ok, faut pas qu'il soit avec nous autres. C'est bon à savoir. Hey, il y a une autre benne ardure là. Les gants. En fait, des mitaines. Bon, comme je vous ai dit, j'aime pas trop cette place-là. On va y vendre notre pistolet.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, let me have a look. I'm not purchasing any more clothes, and especially that tie. It swallows photons around it. I have no need for necrotic objects.
Your mother is a necrotic object! I'm fun! Look at me sparkle in the light of the projector!
Bonsoir la prof, comment vas-tu? Oh mon dieu! La cravate qui insulte la mère de l'autre. Ok, j'ai vérifié dans mes poches. Ah bien, merci. Faudrait que ça aille bien de ton côté aussi. On va y voir ça. On peut pas y racheter quelque chose?
Another time, perhaps.
Oh non! Oh non! On peut plus y racheter les affaires qu'on a vendues, right?
You see rows of toy soldiers guarding the rest of the trinkets
no.
displayed on the table. Some on horse. All the old boomboxes are there.
Guys, je pense que j'ai fait une gaffe.
Hello, hello. Let me know if I can help you with anything.
Oh! Bon, ben, ce qui est fait, hein. Malheureusement, ça a l'air qu'on peut pas revenir en arrière. Mais c'est un peu frustrant, non? Qu'on peut pas y racheter quoi que ce soit?
Hello,
on a l'argent.
Let me know if I can help you with anything. Sure, Let me have a look.
Non, non, je vais vérifier dans mes poches, non.
Another time, perhaps.
Non. Ah, je suis frustré parce que là, on n'a plus la boule. On pourra pas finir la quête des boules. Là, j'ai vendu le cube en plus, pas bien mieux. Qu'est-ce qui est pas grave? Que je puisse pas y revendre? Racheter? Moi, ça me fâche, ce genre d'affaire-là. On va parler avec elle. Ça nous a enlevé 2 quêtes, là.
Hello, dear. I didn't notice you at first.
L'église du canal ne fonctionne plus, votre mari est sans doute. C'est tout simplement bloqué de l'autre côté de la côte.
Oh my. What happened to the water lock?
C'est probablement juste un problème technique.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband. And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the water lock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Ah, tu sais, moi je les mettais sur le gage, fait que j'avais l'impression que je pouvais les racheter. Probablement que t'as raison, logistique, c'est sûr que ça va changer peut-être ça va changer la fin ou quoi que ce soit, je sais pas. Si je le vois, je lui ferai signe. Je lui ferai savoir que vous êtes ici. Quand ici, je me rends sur place.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
À propos de votre broche.
I hope you were able to pawn that old trinket.
Non. Décidez de ne pas la mettre en gage, c'est votre broche.
Oh, thank you, dear. I confess, I am glad to see it again.
Even the lieutenant seems happy with this turn of events.
Now, what else, sweetie?
C'est tout. Ok. Et le minuscule personnage rétrécit de plus en plus à mesure que vous surplombez ce monde miniature. Vous le voyez dans la neige, dans les rues, dans le magasin qui fait l'angle, et enfin, dans la maison boîte d'allumettes. Assis à la fenêtre, au rebord paré de fleurs blanches, vous sentez leur parfum d'ici. C'est infect, un deuil blanc, une mort moderne, un divorce, ou un truc dans le genre. Tout ce que vous pouvez faire, c'est mettre davantage de distance entre vous et lui, le faire rapetisser, le rendre moins comme vous. Donc, fonction des hommes améliorée de 20%. Tous les seuils d'apprentissage augmentent d'1. Les seuils d'apprentissage. Intéressant. On va en débrouiller, là. Peut-être que je vais pouvoir les récupérer plus tard. J'en ai aucune espèce d'idée pour être franc. Une autocritique rigoureuse. Ah oui, je suis une merde. Ah, let's go. Pose-moi en 5. Je sais pas qu'est-ce qui est... Le lieutenant est en état adepte, pour quelle raison. Ok, on peut intérioriser ça. Ok. Bon. On peut parler à lui, on a maintenant le 20$.
Can I help you?
Concernant ma facture pour cette nuit.
Got the 20 real?
Ok, oui.
Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
On est bon encore pour 2 jours.
How could anyone forget, asshole?
Bon, on peut aller confronter cette gang-là.
Let me handle this.
Ok, dit la femme à la foule rassemblée dans la hall avant de se tourner vers vous.
You seem a little different today. Less hospitable.
You are far from home, Lieutenant. This isn't a district known for its love of self-proclaimed militiamen.
Vous n'êtes pas jardinière!
That's right. I'm not a gardener. I'm a legal counselor for the Dock Workers Union.
Il me semble attendre une réaction de votre part. Cherche pas les ennuis, je suis là pour faire mon boulot, c'est tout.
Not a muscle moves in her face, but her eyes trace yours, stern and perceptive.
You are looking for Titus Hardy, who you think has information on a murder the RCM is investigating. You want to interview him.
Elle désigne l'homme se tenant au milieu de la pièce.
That's Titus. talk to him, but know this. I'll be keeping an eye on you. No strong arming, nothing official. The District of Martinez does not recognize your authority to make arrests.
It doesn't matter if you recognize our authority. We will make an arrest if we have to.
She says nothing. Her glare speaks for her. You're sure Easilio mentioned something about a lawyer, Elizabeth someone, but you're too dumb to remember what it was.
Oh, wow. Ok. Pourquoi êtes-vous si agressive?
Aggressive? You make your living enforcing violence. These people are just dock workers.
So you were spying on us, and now you represent murder suspects. Just dock workers.
Listen, you moral intern lackeys. You're a mob, enforcing the unlawful privatization of Revachol. 20 fat men in the Occident are stealing it all, and you're their bodyguards.
Fuck yeah.
Bon, c'est lui, Titus Hardy. Bug le grand gaillard aux épaules larges. Ça fait que c'est vraiment lui. Tout en se ratant sa bière.
So ask what you came to ask, or get back to your commanders.
Ok. Ça me plaît, poussons le bouchon plus loin. Une révolte armée, que mijote la syndicat.
A comedian. Do your job, ask your questions, then get out of Martinez.
Qu'est-ce que vous allez me faire? J'en approuve pas votre approche.
What are we going to do to you?
Un rire froid dénué de joie.
Why did you say that? Did you forget you're a cop? Again?
The union isn't going to do anything to you. It is not a crime syndicate. It is a labor organization.
Goddamn right it is.
If anything, it is the RCM who do things to people. But we digress.
Et si c'était à vous que je voulais parler, pas à Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Je serais mieux de parler à Titus, dans ce cas. Prendre le cash en premier. Ok. Des photos d'hommes dans salopette avec des armes et des affiches de syndicats. C'est un bol, il est rempli de crachats en pestant le tabac, c'est le fun. Vous avez apercevé des buissons de pépines à l'extérieur.
Behind the dockworkers, a ceiling height window. The hawthorn branches scrape the glass like bony fingers. The men are talking, but you swear you hear those black limbs tap on the window as the wind blows outside.
D'ailleurs, -12, ce n'est pas encore le moment. Plissez les yeux.
There's a little slide panel up there to let some air in. No need to open it in spring. It's still too cold outside. You're not so sure about that. Somehow you just know there's something out there, behind the glass.
Ok. Il y a quelque chose là-bas.
Yeah, your mother.
Ok. Continue de regarder.
This is where you say your bed.
Un homme à la carrure imposante vous désigne avec sa canette de bière.
He's used to giving orders and having them obeyed immediately. You should not indulge him.
Detective.
Le lieutenant vous adresse un signe de tête entendu. Il vous laisse gérer.
Precinct 57's finest scans the room, leaving the speaking to you. He trusts you. Maybe against his better judgment, but he does.
On n'a rien à dire pour le moment.
Hey, dipshit. You hard of hearing or something? The boss man's talking to you.
Croisez les bras.
What, is he fucking kidding? This guy high or something?
Le type chétif regarde ses comparses d'un air incrédule.
Hey, asshole, up here. We're talking to you.
We're looking for Titus Hardy.
Le lieutenant se tourne vers l'homme aux épaules larges. Aux larges épaules. Il faut d'abord qu'on parle de l'homme qui a été pendu.
Oh, this is about him. A real looker, that one.
You sure took your time, huh? Waited for him to get real ripe and pretty for you.
Oh, he was a real pretty boy. Hanging up there, letting out that pretty boy smell.
I can't for the life of me understand why you did it. I mean, I would have just left him up there. You must really like cleaning up other people's shit.
You might want to start asking your questions now. It's not going to get better than this.
These guys are so macho, they're ready to confess to first-degree murder. Ask if it was them.
Ces types sont tellement machos qu'ils sont prêts à s'avouer un meurtre au premier degré devant leur c'est son... Oh boy. Le type pendu dans la cour, c'est votre œuvre?
The pretty boy. You guys really love talking about that pretty boy.
Funny. But my partner and I have a serious matter to discuss with you.
Quel heure a-t-il une sangle de conteneur autour du cou?
Container belt? Like we use in the harbor?
Ouais, pourquoi?
Because we took it from the harbor where we work. Then we went out back and used it to hang him.
Bon, qui l'avoue.
As he speaks, his fists contract, going through the pulling motion again, savoring it.
We did this together, all of us, until he was dead. That's why there's a container belt around his neck.
Ah ah, donc vous venez d'avouer le meurtre.
Goddamn right.
No. These 7 honest men have equally come forth. They told you what happened so that you don't waste any more of your time.
They're playing to their considerable strength in numbers. Don't talk about arresting them. You'll only bring attention to your inability to do so.
Qui donnait les ordres cette nuit-là?
Are you deaf? There will be no singling anyone out. You can't arrest a hardy boy without arresting all hardy boys. Do you think you could do that? Do you think you could arrest them all?
L'homme de sourire passe sur ses lèvres tandis qu'elle incline la tête.
Titus, keep addressing him. He wants everyone to know he's in charge.
Ok, guys, je vous laisse choisir. Ok. Quel choix? 1 ou 2? Vous avez 1 minute pour choisir. Donc, est-ce qu'on répond à Elisabeth ou à Titus? Elisabeth, ça va comme suit. Pas besoin, l'un d'eux était davantage complice que les autres. Ou Titus? Non, mais sérieusement, c'est qui le patron ici? C'est à vous de choisir. Je vous dirai ce que j'aurais fait après. Je suis encore scandalisé par mes choix de, de vente tantôt. Ah, que voulez-vous? C'est parti de la game. Alors, êtes-vous prêts? Oh oh! Le résultat est 2, donc Atticus. Non, mais sérieusement, c'est qui le patron ici?
Who do you fucking think does?
Il paraît davantage à musique agacée. Les gangs sont en général dirigés par leurs membres le plus vieux et le plus vulnérable. Oh, avoir Claire dirige ce gars, vous lui obéissez, pas vrai? Le plus gros des animaux de la horde, je parie qu'il s'agit du gros costaud. Il s'agit clairement de Titus. Vous, c'est vous qui donnez les ordres. J'aurais choisi le 2. J'aurais choisi la même affaire.
That's right, asshole. Titus Hardy runs the Hardy Boys. Ain't that so, fellas?
Il regarde autour de lui, cherchant l'approbation.
I think you got your answer, Mr. Law.
No, you did not get an answer. Titus does administrative work. He pushes paper, fills out forms. The others can't read. But on that night, they all acted as one man.
Donc, vous l'avez tué comme ça, simplement comme ça, sans aucun remords?
How many people have you sent to the Shays? Ever felt remorse for them?
Or send them to Reunion to rot? For
20 years. For life.
C'est qu'on... On fait respecter la loi, vous tuez les gens quand ça vous chante. Honnêtement, j'ai vu que... Oui, mais c'était des sales types, des criminels, la lie de l'humanité.
Rest assured, lawman. None worse than our guy. He got what was coming to him.
Quand cette malencontreuse pendaison a-t-elle eu lieu?
You don't have to keep answering his questions.
Dit la médiatrice en se tournant vers le Titus pour le lui
I
rappeler.
know, Lizzie. Relax.
Bonne
You
gorgée.
killed him last Sunday night. Seemed like a good way to end the week.
Depuis combien de temps connaissez-vous la victime?
Known him? We don't associate with scum like that, asshole.
Yeah! Who do you think we are?
Quiet. He came around about 3 weeks ago when that Pines cow first sailed into town. Happy?
By the Pines cow, you mean Joyce Messier, the representative for White Pines? The same company you're striking against?
No. I mean the Pines cow. The stupid-ass cow they sent in to fuck us over. But you know what?
Mais c'est vraiment drôle, ça m'amène de réfléchir.
This is where he tries to sow discord between you two. Because he knows the company is responsible for bringing the mercenaries into town.
Why don't you ask her about the pretty boy? I'm sure she has interesting things to say when you ask her hard enough.
That's enough insinuation for today, Titus. Officer, your interview is drawing to an end. Don't waste your last questions.
Pourquoi l'avez-vous tué?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum. And he stepped out alive in my town.
Donc c'est ravi de nous ayons tiré ça.
So am I. Now, how about you get the fuck out of my town?
No, fuck him. Murder rage never came from nothing. Hit him with the question again. Why'd he fucking do it?
Je me repose la question, Titus, pourquoi l'avoir tué?
Why? 'Cause he was worthless mercenary scum.
Donc c'était un mercenaire, n'est-ce pas?
And he stepped out of line.
Peut-être les mâchoires serrées comme dans une taupe.
What kind of mercenary?
The kind that shows up when you start a strike. The experienced kind, too. Had Cohoy and Semenine written all over him. Ex-Oranese Special Forces.
A live grenade. Right here in our bar.
This one has a special gripe with him coming here.
I can't prove it, but I know he was sent by the Wild Pines. They hire merc shit like that. Story of every strike from here to Samara.
D'accord. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il a fait de mal au juste?
Wrong. He harassed women, raped one, harassed workers, threatened to kill some as a warning.
Il essuie la salive de sa
There's
bouche.
slight unease in him suddenly. He regrets mentioning the rape.
To kill us all, if we don't open the gates, if we don't let the scabs in, if we don't bend over. That was before he started coming here.
Yeah, he said it was his favorite joint now. Started coming here every night. Drinking, grabbing girls. Grabbed one of ours mid-karaoke, right there on the stage.
He grabbed someone?
Le lieutenant essaie de trouver le logique à cette rendre l'information.
Yeah. This girl's on the mic. A beautiful girl. Young. Gets into the second verse of Lover Lake. The fucker grabs her legs, starts screaming. Show me your cunt! Why don't you show me your cunt? Then, he gets knocked on the head with a wine bottle. Doesn't even fall down.
Secoue la tête incrédule. Ok, c'était la même fille qui l'a agressé sexuellement, violée, comme vous dites.
Aren't you fucking listening? My man is talking to you. He took care of it. They got the girl out before anything else could happen.
Yeah, me and Eugene got her out. Aren't you fucking listening?
Répète-t-il tel un perroquet. D'accord, mais dans ce cas, il a violé qui? C'est grave comme accusation.
No. You're not getting the name. That's a Martinez matter. I'm not discussing it with you clowns.
Faire un pas de plus vers Titus, ok, non. Qu'est-ce que la balle dans ce crâne vient faire dans tout ça?
Huh?
Une gorgée de bière l'aide à faire passer la pilule.
There was a bullet in the dead man's brain. Why was it there if you hanged him?
How the fuck do I know? Anyone could have shot him. Target practice, maybe.
Une autre gorgée, il devient bien taxition tout un coup.
This line of questioning is over. You got the cause of death already? Hanging.
Il est pas mort par pendaison.
If there's any post-mortem trauma, it's your problem. This will not turn into a cross-examination.
This was a good move. Also, notice how Titus doesn't like her much, especially when she's calling the shots.
Comment l'avez-vous tué?
We hanged him up by his neck.
You're right.
Until he got real still. Wasn't that obvious, copper?
Didn't they teach you anything at the cop school, idiot?
You're pretty sure you've had at least 2 years of cop school.
Really sure.
Active service. Certainly enough to not put up with this backsass. Deliver a knockdown observation.
À présent, écoutez-moi bien, Caïd. D'après l'autopsie, la victime n'avait pas les mains liées. Aucun signe de lutte. Expliquez-moi ça et tâchez d'être clair et concis.
Look, I'm not gonna play 20 questions with you, capo. I'll say it again. We killed him.
We killed him, puis là, ici, c'est marqué, on l'a pas tué.
Yeah, I knocked him out. Came up behind him and clubbed him in the back of the head. He went down like a sack of sand.
That's right, lawman. And then we hanged the fuck.
Monsieur Tats, qu'avez-vous utilisé pour assommer la victime?
My fucking elbow, copper. Samurai boxing style.
Ben oui. Où est-ce que ça s'est passé tout ça?
Right fucking here. Eugene already told you that the fuck had started coming to our bar.
Yeah, man. Weren't you listening?
Il y a une putain d'anguille sur roche, pas vrai?
Actually,
Come on.
they're admirably, surprisingly composed. The entire room. Given how many questions you've lobbed their way.
Tous, l'un d'entre eux a peut-être la bougeotte prête à craquer sur
Well,
ça.
this one. But he's always fidgeting, so don't get your hopes up.
Come on. Bien, j'ai d'autres questions au sujet du lynchage.
Like what, copper?
Bon. Je vous laisse encore la chance de choisir, guys. Un nouveau sondage. Pression ou conclure? Donc, on fait un pas de plus. Ou on conclut l'interrogatoire. Ça aurait pas été beau de marquer. Ok, à vous autres de voter, c'est parti. Donc, est-ce qu'on fait un pas de plus vers Titus, puis on fait « Et si je vous arrêtais, tout simplement? » Ou encore « Bon, maintenant, on fait quoi? » C'est sûr qu'il y a énormément de monde avec lui. C'est peut-être un peu risqué de faire je m'en vais dans ta face puis je te menace. C'est peut-être un peu risqué. Mais c'est votre choix. On a terminé le coup. Bonsoir Spicy, comment vas-tu? Et voilà la réponse. Faire un pas de plus? No way. Ça va bien, merci. Content que ça aille bien de ton côté aussi. Ah, si je vous arrêtais tout simplement.
Yeah, lawman. Why don't you?
Il s'approche lui aussi d'un pas, ajoutant sa casquette. Tu sais pas pourquoi. Pas grave.
Weren't you warned to not go down this path? And yet you still go and do it.
Not in the arresting mood?
Ses petits yeux vicieux respectent la
A
reine.
fearful readiness, like an electrical charge, raises hairs in the room. By your side, the lieutenant keeps his hand away from his holster. You hear the nylon of his coat hiss as he steps closer. Easy. Walk back from the provocation. They're armed, and they outnumber us. The lieutenant tries to establish eye contact with you.
Nous discutons.
Wise move. You made the right choice there.
On n'est pas assez équipé pour faire quoi que ce soit.
And get the fuck out of our booth. We're not gonna do this again.
Bon, ben quoi maintenant?
Nothing. Your investigation here is done. Leave Martinez, go back to your stations where you belong.
I think we're going to stick around, thanks. Some things don't add up here, Titus.
Voyons, le lieutenant referme son calepin.
Done this job for long enough to know that people don't just confess to first-degree murder. Even if it is a group responsibility. We're going to look into this.
D'après moi, c'est quelqu'un de la gang qui l'a tué, puis les autres ont arrangé le meurtre comme si c'était pour faire penser que c'est tous eux autres qui l'ont tué.
Good luck with that. You've heard everything a rent-a-cop is gonna hear from us. Real law officials. You're lucky you didn't get a beating.
Rent-a-cop? So that's what this is about. He doesn't see you as his equals. Forget about their games. You've mapped out the characters. Reading the footprints in the yard should be easier now.
Oh, faites preuve d'autorité, je ne croirais pas. Scrutez la pièce.
No. I's here. You got business with my boys. You got business with me.
The boys are too eager to please him to keep their mouths shut. You're gonna get a good head count here. Just wait.
Yeah! You fuck with the Hardy boys, you fuck with Titus Hardy!
Bug l'homme à la gueule de rat, ses deux dents dans devant manquantes.
Relax, Dennis. No one is fucking you yet.
Il a mangé d'une quarantaine d'années dans son coin, un médiator pendu autour de son cou.
Yeah, Dennis, calm down. No one's fucking you, you stupid fuck.
Ok.
Let Dennis enjoy his fucking, man. We don't mind.
Vous remarquez des tatouages, l'homme doit être messe ou taramirisien.
Yeah, you're not even being fucked, Dennis.
Well.
Easy, fellas. We got company. Let's see what brings the cop around.
Too late. You already scanned the room. You got a pretty good picture.
Le portrait?
Of the actors here. You could take another look at the tracks in the mud, on the crime scene. Compare it to these guys.
Vous ne m'avez toujours pas expliqué la balle que j'ai retrouvée dans le crâne du pendu.
You still on about that bullet? A bullet in a hangman's head. You're right, Copper. That is mighty curious.
Indeed, mighty. How did it get there?
Le lieutenant a les yeux braqués sur Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads. I guess it's only logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Ok. Je vous repose la question. Pourquoi y avait-il ceci, leur montre la balle, dans le crâne de la victime?
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Vous l'avez flingué?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Je crois que la bande des autres avait à dissimuler le fait qu'il a été abattu.
You know what I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid. And his
Ben
brain
oui.
grew around the bullet.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
They're only pretending to enjoy this. Beneath the act, they don't like you knowing this.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, on finira bien par le découvrir tôt ou tard.
Never been worried in my life, lawman.
J'ai parlé à Joyce, le mercenaire que vous avez passé. Eh bien, ses potes vont venir vous faire la peau.
Yeah. By friends, you mean his squad mates from Crenell.
Wouldn't want to beat up his grandma.
Il sait d'où ils viennent. Un petit rire parcourt l'assistance. Certains hommes reposent leur bière.
Nervous, snickering. There's a rush of adrenaline present.
Ouais, ils sont en train de constituer une sorte de tribunal et ils vont venir vous trouver.
This is what happens if you take the law into your own hands. Other people start doing it too.
Let them come. The Hardy Boys are right fucking here.
Ils veulent mourir.
You heard the man. Right here. We're armed. We got the whole district behind us. And Glenn. Glenn is fucking crazy.
Yeah. A well-oiled murder machine.
Il cogne l'épaule du blondinet.
The mood is on the rise. They're feeling confident, ready to punch out the whole Merc platoon.
Cette histoire de Crenell, ça sent pas bon. Vous le savez, pas vrai? Joyce a dit qu'ils ont constitué leur propre faction. Personne ne le contrôle. Les mercenaires sont équipés d'armes automatiques.
We got weapons of our own. We got Ister 50s, Zeelagers. Glenn's got a knock cannon at home.
Eh bien, je dis Glenn. Un fusil à 7 coups. Chez lui, vous voilà sauver.
That thing has 7 barrels, 1 trigger. You do the math.
Joyce a dit qu'ils ont constitué sur leur propre faction. Personne ne les contrôle.
Big fucking surprise. They hire psycho scum, arm them to the teeth, and let them loose in the city. What do you think is gonna happen?
He's really prepped himself up for this. He has to keep the fear in check.
Cette histoire de Crenell, ça sent pas bon. Vous le savez, pas vrai?
So are the local gangs. The fucking Barmy Army and the Madre scum. You've been out there. Seen any around?
Yeah. Where are they now, huh? Sent back to Madre in an airtight cargo crate.
These people are trained military professionals with decades of combat experience. They are not a gang or a barmy army.
No, they're not. They're uncoordinated and drunk. We know more about them than you think.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
Il fait un bon avant. Ok, vous avez raison. Ok, je serai de votre côté quand il débarqueront. Ok, vous avez un flingue de plus à vos côtés. Une fois que j'aurai retrouvé le mien, je l'ai perdu. Ok, je suppose que vous vous flinguerez en même temps qu'eux. Oh! Oh my god! Que veut dire? Ok. Fait que vous avez le choix. Et voilà, c'est votre choix. On continue l'histoire ensemble. On continue l'histoire ensemble. C'est le choix de tout le monde. Alors, que veut dire là? Ok, je veux dire qu'ils vont vous l'amener, Titus. Je veux dire, vous avez raison. Vous avez l'avantage du nombre. Je serai de votre côté quand ils débarqueront. Vous avez un flingue de plus à vos côtés. Une fois que j'aurai retrouvé le mien, je l'ai perdu. Ok, je suppose que je vous flinguerai en même temps qu'eux. C'est assez bad de même, hein. Oh wow. Pas sûr que j'aimerais ça en tant que personne dans ce cas-là, en tant que comme lui policier ou whatever, de prendre un côté ou de l'autre. Mais c'est à vous de voir qu'est-ce qu'on fait prendre notre personnage un peu taré. Let's go. Oh no! Ok. Ils vont vous laminer, Titus.
No, they won't. Get out of here with your negative energy.
He really doesn't like you ruffling their feathers like that on what might be the eve of battle.
All he means is that the situation is serious.
No wonder you cops get shot to shit every day. Can't go to war with an attitude like that. Again.
Y'a plus rien à dire.
About fucking time.
Autorité. Ok. Comment je peux le faire pour...
Cop of the Apocalypse. It's not fire. It's not ash. There will most certainly be a sea of corpses leading up to the event. But it won't be war or pestilence that causes it. Oh no, the event will belong to a genre of cataclysm no man has dared to suspect would ever come to pass. You can only sense the shape of it, like a cavity, a pit opening up in your stomach, a throat into which the world will vanish. The streets, the grass, the stars, all will be rolled back. By whom, by what, and how, you don't know. All you know is, you're not joking around.
Tu sais, l'apprentissage passe à 6, la coupe intérieure, puis le... Oh, intéressant. C'est quoi mes bonus? Endurance, ok. C'est quand même fou. Démontrer votre autorité de 6. Ça sera pas évident. Ça sera pas évident. Fait que ça, c'est l'autorité qui est là. On pourrait l'augmenter en masse.
Again, you find yourself looking at that big
Pas encore
old
le temps
window.
pour ça. On peut l'essayer d'un coup des fois qu'on serait ben chanceux.
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
On peut l'essayer. On est quand même plus qu'un corps. Avec la mamie qui refuse à prendre la pilule, ouais. On l'essaye.
Establish authority. Yes. Authority. Feverish thoughts race through your mind.
Besoin de votre âme. D'abord, vous me dites que quelqu'un s'est fait violer. Ensuite, vous refusez de me dire qui. Foutaise!
Stop shitting your pants. You don't need to know, all right? We took care of it. The law handled it, all right?
Yeah. Aren't you listening? It's done. Finito.
N'êtes pas la loi c'est
For
moi.
God's sake, stop shouting! Stop breaking things in my establishment! Stop provoking those oafs!
Sounds like someone's damn broke.
They're not going to give you anything, can't you see? I can't have a police interrogation in here. People are trying to eat.
Je viens vous arracher votre putain de tête chevelue de garde.
Wait, what?
Easy, babes. What is this? I can't have a slap fight in my bar. It's embarrassing.
We are deep in Far's territory. We need to cool off and re-engage later.
Everyone can see you picked some wrong options. Next time you have to come up with better things to say.
Ça, c'est drôle. Ok. On pourrait retourner les empreintes de pas dans... C'est quoi les ensembles de traces? Sont où? J'avais dit de faire profil bas. C'est ça les ensembles de traces? Non, c'est même pas ça. C'est même pas son où. Hey! Moi je fais pour monter sur le toit. Une porte là.
There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots. Anywhere from 6 to 12 pairs have walked here. 8 pairs of boots have shuffled back and forth in the mud. Where else have we seen a gang of men in work boots? That's right. The hardy boys in the mess hall of Whirling in Rags. One, standard work boot. Steel reinforced toes. Number 46. Just like Titus was wearing in his booth. This is the big dick. Titus Hardy. The one with the ball cap on his head.
Intéressant.
Is it? They didn't even bother to change boots. Putting them on the scene
Même
is
peut-être trop
easy.
facile,
Maybe
exactement.
even too easy.
Ok, continue de compter.
Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 44. Either the blonde muscular guy, Glenn, or the young guy with a plectrum around his neck. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 43. The inked banger, perhaps. 4. Standard work boot, number 45 or 46. Theo, the old smoker. You think you even see a tiny fleck of cigarette ash inside the print. 5. Another standard work boot, reinforced toes, number 44. Same as before. Either the musician, Eugene, or the muscle-bound blonde, Glenn. 6. Light as air. Same make of boot, but number 41. Small like a rat. Shanky.
J'aurais dû picher ça plus tôt.
Better late than never, detective. The whole world is dark and the tracks burn in it with strange beauty. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. The imprints are twice as deep as the others. The weight exceeds 200 kilograms. Fat Angus. Carrying something? 8. Another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole. The right sole is smoother, more worn. Curious. A missing 8th Hardy Boy.
7 sets of tracks, right? The Hardy Boys were here.
Non, 8 pour être exact.
That's all? Interesting. Then one of them seems to be missing. Anything else out of the ordinary?
A leader like Titus doesn't let one of his guys out of sight easily, especially at a time like this.
Un balèze dans les 200 kilos.
200. This could be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up. Let's say a heavily built worker carrying a similarly built armored man. Maybe it was a fat Hardy Boy, the one sitting in the middle.
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Puis quelqu'un d'extrêmement obèse, non. Vous avez raison, c'est le gros lard de la loge qui porte la victime.
Probably yes. This would also fit with the victim being dead from a previous gunshot wound. They had to carry him, because he could no longer walk. Is there anything else that's noteworthy here?
L'opération un pied plus léger que l'autre.
Interesting. Let's name it the Old Soul. I wouldn't be surprised if this was the missing Hardy Boy. Wonder who he is.
Oh, this one's easy. Way too easy. It's a driver.
Le conducteur abîmerait sa semelle droite avant la gauche. L'accélérateur se trouve à droite. Et vous vous rappelez cette cabine de camion abandonnée que nous avons trouvée?
With a piece of sandpaper glued to the throttle.
Kim remonte ses lunettes, une lueur d'excitation dans les yeux.
Which means that the missing lady driver was also present at the lynching? That's it. She's the Old Soul.
C'est également elle qui dirige le trafic de drogue intéressant.
Now we know who's the missing 8th person at the lynching. Do you think that Hardy and his boys could also be involved in the drug operation?
À mon avis, tout le syndicat tout entier trempe dans cette affaire, voire toute la ville de Martinez. Pas forcément. Ça n'a pas aucun doute là-dessus. Pas forcément, la conductrice aurait pu mener ce trafic de drogue dans le plus grand respect, le plus grand secret, ou ça corroborerait ce que je vous ai dit Joyce, mais je voudrais pas tirer de conclusion.
Understood. We should still go and see what Titus Hardy has got to say on the matter. This might throw them off, work in our advantage. So, what else?
Un pas léger pointure
I'm
41.
guessing that's the skinny Hardy Boy. The one with his front teeth missing.
Yeah.
I could still be wrong, but I'm probably not.
Vous pensez que ces empreintes remontent à quand?
A week, maybe? 7 days would fit the time frame provided to us by the caller, who reported the hanging.
It is not impossible.
Comment vous savez ça?
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Revachol. 7 days below freezing. The day before, the day of his hanging, was the last warm day.
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken place a week ago.
Il s'est passé quoi ici, à votre avis?
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. One of them was carrying the victim. They shuffled around, especially under the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction. At first glance, this appears to be a lynching.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the tree.
But we know the victim had a bullet in his head. A more precise way to put it is, it was made to look like a lynching.
On nous aurait volontairement berné.
By these tracks? Yes.
On a tout passé dans la revue. Je dois savoir comment on a accès à cette porte-là.
You see a set of tire tracks in the brown slush that covers the
C'est
plaza
ça!
mosaic.
C'est la... Oh mon dieu, fallait deviner que c'était le... la fameuse... Voyons, c'est clôture qui était les trucs de tire, ça n'a pas de sens.
No.
Ah, je suis pas chanceux.
These tracks are not interesting at all. Let the...
Tu sais, je suis pas chanceux là-dessus. Oh, qu'est-ce qu'ils savent de plus?
Looks like the circus left town, but the clowns are still here.
J'ai découvert 8 paires d'empreintes de pas, mais vous n'êtes que 7. Où est le 8e, Hardy?
What are you talking about, madman? There's no 8th Hardy Boy. There's 7 of us and we're all here. Or what? You want to be the 8th Hardy Boy? We ain't hiring.
Actually, boss, we've been talking and we think she could maybe...
Uh-oh.
This person Glenn wants to hire. He really respects her. She? So there's an 8th Hardy, and it's a Hardy girl. Who might it be? Elizabeth?
No.
The gardener?
Shut the fuck up, Glenn! I do the talking here. Now what the fuck do you want?
Probablement celle qui a été violée.
So let me get this straight. There is an 8th Hardy Boy. It's a she, and you don't like us talking about her?
That's right. We're not talking about this. This is a private Hardy Boys matter. Nothing to do with your shit. And you're not cops here. Don't go digging around if you don't want a bullet in the back of your head. I'm watching you.
Good. We are all watching each other. Officer, your question.
There's no point in pushing it further, he thinks. This is already a victory. We'll learn more about this 8th Hardy sooner or later.
Devinez quoi, j'ai établi un lien entre vous et un trafic de drogue local.
Like hell you have. There is no local drug trade. This place is as clean as a rifle. Go back to Jamrock and ask the local junkies how clean your streets are in Precinct 41 Kilos.
We'll do that. In the meantime, did you know that there's an abandoned lorry at the intersection that was used to move raw ingredients for drugs from Terminal B to Jamrock? The person driving it was present at the hanging. It was one of you. We've connected the footprints. Detective, do you want to deliver the coup de grâce?
No, the thunder is his. Leave it to the lieutenant.
Non, à vous l'honneur, vous l'avez mérité.
Thank you. You're right, Titus. There is no local drug trade because it's all controlled by you. You're the drug trade.
That's a mighty interesting theory. I guess that's what you would need to do, theoretically. A big, strong, state-run monopoly would outcompete the runts on the street.
Yeah, man. Theoretically, that's what you would do. To get rid of the gangs, the dealers, even some of the junkies.
You would need good, trustworthy people to take their place, of course. Hardy men to run such a monopoly. For the good of the community, of course.
C'est agent B. Vous vous admettez de faire du blé en empoisonnant vos propres citoyens.
Who fucking who? People will always be taking drugs. Might as well do it clean and organized.
Bon, il l'avoue.
Yeah, that's what the labor movement is all about. Clean and organized. And the Hardy Boys are running it.
Theoretically, of course. We're just talking politics here. My answer to your drug accusation is, how dare you? Go fuck yourself.
Not quite yet, Mr. Hardy. There were 8 sets of prints on the crime scene. There are only 7 Hardy boys here.
La 8e Hardy, c'est elle qui manque. C'est elle qui mène la barque, exact?
My answer is fuck off.
Ça
Mind
bougeait
your
pas.
own business. There is no 8th Hardy. I run this goddamn scene.
Finally, you got something out of him. This could prove useful in the future.
And here we go. Back to the usual.
La femme super.
I know! Fatty walked on all 4s. He's so fucking fat he left 2 sets of footprints.
Go fuck your mom, Dennis.
That's more like it, boys. You heard him. It was Angus on all 4s. Anything else you need to know?
Pourquoi il est en bas? Je veux voir combien j'ai de chance. Ah, come on. Damn it.
As you look around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking,
Oh.
spitting out tobacco, does this look familiar?
Où est-ce que j'ai déjà vu ça?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men, sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time. You seen Apricot, old Purdue's daughter? Asks Lieutenant McCoy.
Ouais, bon, encore là-dessus.
Replies Torson. The ass on that one. McCoy shakes his head in appreciation. A bit strange the old man named her Apricot. But, I mean, who am I to judge? Wanna hit the kebab joint?
Ah, j'ai pigé, Titus. Et c'est vraiment vous qui faites la loi.
Hein?
Vous ressemblez vraiment à des vrais flics. En train de branler les mouches, une bière à la main.
You got a problem with beer now?
Not quite there yet. Push on.
Ah non, moi aussi j'adore la bière, il m'a tiré sur la nouille au lieu d'aider les gens. Ah non, moi aussi je bois de la bière, je bois pendant le service. Et j'en ai rien à branler comme vous tous.
Speak for yourself, buddy. We've been giving a shit for 10 years. Martinez was a dump before we put this outfit together.
They don't know, man. They weren't here. We had 3 shootings a week, kids dead, fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffiti removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Just don't antagonize him. You have this already.
Elle a besoin d'être conseillée, on doit lui parler. L'important, ce n'est pas le coupable, mais la victime, elle a besoin d'aide.
Titus?
Il la regarde.
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect. If you don't, if you question her, harass her,
C'est juste la tape sur le point. Le menton du point.
buddy.
What is her name?
Le lieutenant de son calepin.
Glacia. I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags. A real
C'est que c'est l'autre fille du début.
Silvery jumpsuit. Blonde. That's I'm on due. With an O-U.
À la fin que...
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs?
No
that
way.
Can't be her. Remember what you said to her? You told her you want to have.
Oh, it's her! It's definitely her! It's Miss Oranje, disco dancer!
Oh non. Hey! Pourquoi je les vois plus? Merci. Oh non, très faible. Oh non. Oh non.
You inexplicably add cool after the victim's name, with your eyes bulging like some wild beast. Your fingers are fidgeting and sweat starts falling.
J'arrête pas de niaiser au début.
As Titus looks at you oddly.
I don't understand what's so cool here.
Nothing. We just have a few more questions. Then we'll...
Whatever you do not tell him you know her. That would sound off.
Alors, quelle était la relation avec le mercenaire?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Something is off here. His anger is possessive.
C'est lui qui avait une relation
It was
avec?
like that karaoke incident all over again.
Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
Donc le viol, quand est-ce que ça a eu lieu?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again.
Il crosse sa
So
canette de bière à
what does
moitié
it
vide.
matter?
It would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
Il se tourne vers Glenn.
Here you go, boss.
Ok. Donc, quelle est votre relation avec elle?
I know her.
Il regarde autour de lui tandis qu'un silence inhabituel tombe sur les
How
lieux.
well do you know her?
Well enough, Copper. We partied. She's been here for a few months.
Croise les bras. Donc, elle n'est pas du coin?
You mean Revachol? Nah. She's an immigrant. Or a drifter of some sort. Been staying here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all. Shut up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent. What's with all the silences? It's like these guys don't know how to feel about this. You should keep picking at it. And what was up with the partying she and Titus did? It sounded fun.
Bon temps, vous avez dit cool, mais c'est-à-dire...
What do you think I meant?
Vous couchez ensemble?
Yeah, pretty much.
Donc vous voulez dire que vous étiez proches?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He really went out of his way to seem comfortable with this topic. That's all you're gonna get for now.
Merci, nous irons lui parler.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Bye. Bon ben, on sait c'est qui la victime du viol. Malheureusement, elle se fait toi. J'ai aucune idée de comment accéder de toi.
Officer, what was that?
Vous parlez des sueurs et des tremblements quand il a mentionné son nom?
Yes.
Et le truc là. Et le truc tremblotant, gelé avec un œil.
Yes.
Je crois que je connais cette femme.
The victim? Is there something I should know before we talk to her?
Bonne nuit à toi, Océane. Merci d'être passé. J'espère que tu as eu un bon moment. On se revoit bientôt. J'ai essayé de la draguer.
Understood.
Ça va. Elle a dit que j'allais devoir l'interroger plus tard, que j'allais m'en mordre les doigts.
It is. This would have been good to know before.
Ce n'est pas venu de
It should have. Anything else?
Je ne l'ai pas violée.
What you're saying is, you raped her?
Ah bon.
Ice is forming on the inside of your chest cavity. Cold sweat trickles down your neck.
Non.
Then, don't ever say that again.
Non, je pense.
What else?
Je l'ai rencontré dans le corridor, dans le couloir quand je me suis réveillé.
Understood. You were not in good shape on Monday.
Elle sait que j'avais oublié que j'étais un fric.
Okay, that's manageable.
Mais change aussi.
We'll be alright, officer. This is nothing.
You feel fortified by his assurance. It's going to be alright.
Ouais, je suis pas trop sûr que tout va bien se passer, moi. Toujours pas c'est quoi cette porte-là, hein?
You see a heavy steel.
On pourrait aller interroger le miroir.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
Oh,
In
mon
it,
Dieu.
your face, adorned with the
Ah,
expression.
ok. Ça, c'est pour la pince mécanique. Inquiète un peu. Hey.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall.
C'est faible, mais
In
c'est déjà
it,
mieux que rien.
your face. The faucet is
Yeah!
quite terribly mangled, but you just might be able to twist its parts into place. You handle the chain cutters deftly, applying just enough pressure. The faucet regains a recognizable shape. The steam stops. Told you that you needed those chain cutters. Everything is connected. Everything has a purpose. The mirror begins to clear slowly without you having to wipe it.
Ok. Elle est touchée mieux, essayons d'effacer l'expression de votre visage.
Still not.
Oh
happening.
my god!
It won't come off that easy.
Ah, de 1! Non! On le réessaye, guys. Faut que je quitte.
A mirror hangs on the bathroom wall. It's been still not
On oublie ça. Oh ouais, je devrais peut-être serrer mes mes pinces avant de cogner chez
The
elle.
door is closed. There's still a dent in the vinyl where you punched it before.
Passez votre doigt sur la bosse.
This little depression is all you could inflict on the door. Beauty has abandoned you in this ugliness, Honcho. And then some. You cannot even remember the name of beauty. What beauty was. White morning. It was morning all along. You should have seen it coming. It was right behind her eyes.
Who is it?
Une voix de femme répond, étouffée par la porte.
This is the police. Can we come in?
Come on up. The door is open. I'm drying my hair.
Ok, c'est temps. Des calculs concernant une facture d'hôtel, on dirait qu'elle séjourne ici depuis un bail. Une pile de vêtements sales, c'est dessus d'une femme. Vous voyez la cour en dessous, le cadavre n'est plus là.
This medicine cabinet is full of wares. Sheets of pills, haphazardly stacked, one on top of the other. There's also a toothbrush somewhere in there.
Regardez la brosse à dents.
It's been used quite a lot.
Regardez les médicaments.
Pharmaceuticals line the shelves. Sheet upon sheet of pill bottle next to pill bottle. Acetylic acid, APAP, eye drops, blood thinners.
C'est une sacrée collection, en effet.
Anything of note?
Examinez les flacons.
Pill bottles rattle like bones as you search the cabinet. Paracetamol, histoperidol, something in a foreign language you can't read. Behind them, an unusually shaped nasal spray. Its label reads, Nacra.
C'est quoi du Nacra?
An opioid receptor antagonist. It's used for diamorphine overdoses.
Ok. Examinez les plaquettes de pilules.
Among some foreign, probably Messinian or Gotvaldian, marked red blister packs, you find. What do you find? This is going to take a little know-how.
Ah, là, sérieux, si je l'ai pas, là.
A bright orange bottle with Preptide stamped on it, in sunny, happy letters. Jackpot, baby. That's the stuff you're looking for. Your palms begin to sweat just holding that little plastic container.
Ok. Lieutenant, je vois aussi une marque appelée Preptide.
Preptide, a euphemism for pharmaceutical amphetamine. Prescription speed.
The fuck are you waiting for? Let's get super fucking preppy.
Non. Pourquoi ça fait qu'on range est si remarquable?
It's speed, man. Just what you were looking for. They call it dextroamphetamine and talk about psychological disorders. But what we're seeing here is some scientifically advanced trucker speed.
Il ne peut pas être tenté.
You dropped it, smack dab in the middle of the floor. There it is, orange as the midsummer evening sun, or the lieutenant's bomber jacket. Wow, that's unbelievably orange. Anyone can see that. It's practically effervescent. The lieutenant tries to keep his eyes on the door, but the Preptide bottle sounds like a rattlesnake. It's basically a percussion instrument that you're stuffing into your pocket. Who cares, man? Who cares what the stiff thinks? You got it. Here comes the afterburner. Just put it in your sweaty little hand now.
Vamos la voir. Non. Plus un de motricité, plus un de psyché, moins un de morale.
Now that you've acquired some stimulants, it's time for a little pick-me-up.
Ok.
Time to detect.
Tranquille, mais là, il va être déçu.
See? That's your problem. A lack of confidence. Speed can help you with that. And, Kim, it can help you with everything.
Ok, mon corps est prêt, c'est parti.
You raise the peptide bottle, press one nostril closed, and inhale furiously with the other. The rush is almost immediate. It tastes bitter and caustic, and stings a bit inside your nose.
C'est bon de te revoir, agent super flic, le monde t'attend à bras ouverts.
Now the taste is slowly receding into your throat. The rush is growing in intensity. Your little heart pounding like a bird in a cage. A sweat breaks out across your brow. Your jaw clenches. Whoa, this shit is strong. This shit is disco. Time for a little truth. Tell the lieutenant you did some. Clear the air.
Ok, Kim, j'ai pris un peu de speed. J'espère que ça vous dérange pas, je l'ai fait pour des raisons professionnelles.
I'm not your mother. I don't care. Do what you have to do.
As long as you remain functional, he thinks. Now, let's get back to work.
Coucou, c'est l'heure du bouger. Claire la réflexion et pas ça.
Spring, spring. Everything is clear around you. You're ready to concentrate on the next task.
In the bottom right corner of the screen.
Ok, donc on va lever ça dans nos mains. Cette chambre fait peine à voir, c'est la vôtre. What? Vous sentez quelqu'un vous épier derrière la porte vitrée, une femme. Le lit a été fait à la hâte.
This window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo.
Parcourir du doigt la surface de la vitre.
Smooth as ice. There are spots of mud and rain on the outside, even smudges. But the surface of the window is clear from the inside. No chips, no hairline fractures. Following your lead, the lieutenant leans in closer to inspect the surface.
Cette fenêtre a été remplacée récemment.
Looks like it, yes.
Il a juste ses lunettes.
You know which window has not been recently replaced?
Celle que j'ai défoncée dans ma chambre.
Yes, that one. Cold wind is seeping in right now. Just one floor below you. Messing up your concentration here.
Stop distracting him! He has work to do! Plus, if I recall, the window has been giving him shit ever since he got here!
Effectivement. Une odeur de fumée de cigarette de marque Astra Menthol flotte dans l'air. Il y a quelque chose d'autre là.
The same small, heavy door. No lock in sight.
Où est-ce que ça mène?
I don't know.
Il y a le temps qu'on signe des notes dans son
It is not the first closed door we found in this building. There is also your mysterious blue kitchen door.
Vous pensez que c'est important?
I don't know. The further we get, the more this building seems to be tied to the case.
Below, the hostel cafeteria creaks and groans under your added weight. A skeleton of composite support beams and cantilevers. A dull thump. Somewhere inside, a wind brace rattles from the imperceptible motion of the building.
The vigilantes, the cadaver, and a number of people connected to the case are in or around this building. This door is part of it. It's not unimportant.
Ok. On peut l'essayer. Non. Et je vais me blesser.
You kick it, gung-ho style. Entering the premises style. But the door fails to respect the force. All you hear is the bar rattling inside.
All right. Let's trash the place.
Let's not.
Your foot is ready to explode and punish this object.
Aucun respect pour l'autorité. Je me sens encore plus blessé.
The door receives a thorough discipline. Its pain and groveling is much to your
J'ai
liking.
récupéré du moral.
Suck on that door.
It's barred from the inside. You hear the bar rattle in the bracket. Sounds like it's heavy, too. Very sturdy.
Ok, pour ouvrir ce lancer dedans, améliorer votre instrument physique grâce à vos points de talent. Ok, là. Oh, des fleurs des champs blanches séchées.
Just as you look at the flowers, a gust of wind raises them from the roof, picking them up in the air. You catch a single white flower between your fingers. The rest fly off into the wind. It's a Maybell. The young woman looks at the Maybell in your hand. Just a glance, then takes a drag of her cigarette. The lieutenant gives you an acknowledging little nod.
Ok.
Six crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
Qu'est-ce que c'est, Kim?
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the Revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
Ok. Est-ce qu'elle fleurit au début du printemps?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Est-ce une coïncidence qu'elle se trouve sur le toit?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Ok. Qui en accrochait et de quel côté?
The revolutionaries, so the communards and the anarchists. White's their color, but the custom started in the suzerain's army, so it held meaning for the kingsmen too. It's about girls and boys more than sight. Girls sending off boys who are going to their deaths, then also dying themselves in the ruins from dysentery and consumption. It's a symbol of the Civil War.
D'accord.
The petals feel dry and fragile in your hand. Water flows under the channel bridge. Dark water. You rub your sides for warmth, but there is none. The feeling recedes. Wait, have you noticed there's a war veteran playing a ball game on the plaza? You should ask him about the flowers.
Ouais, il aurait fallu que j'aille la boule, puis je peux plus l'avoir, la maudite boule. Right? Parce qu'il fait froid, il y a un cendrier qui ressemble à un hérisson.
Welcome to the roof.
Une jeune femme tient une cigarette dans une main et une tasse de café dans l'autre.
Her hair is still slick from the shower. Below her silvery jumpsuit, an athletic young body, built long and lean.
I'm sorry for the mess down there. The cleaning lady hasn't come by in days. I'm beginning to wonder if she ever will.
Vous avez une belle vue.
It's much nicer now.
Les yeux se posent au nord, du côté de la
Where the
côte.
dead body used to hang, clearly visible from the roof.
Thank you for that, officers.
There is something in her light brown eyes, a sadness, when she thinks about the death of that man.
Vous avez parlé d'une femme de ménage, je crois qu'il m'en faut une.
Oh, yes. Legends of room number 1 have made their way around the building. They say a portal to hell has opened in there.
Disco Infernum.
They also say that's why the cleaning lady quit. Because of the Infernum.
I'm Kim Kitsuragi. I'm a detective from Precinct 57. I believe you have already met my colleague from Precinct 41.
Have I ever? This is the fabled cop of the apocalypse. What happened, man? The end was supposed to be mere seconds away. Why we're still here?
C'est vraiment grave cette histoire, quelle déception. Il serait temps qu'on finisse, bordel. Eh bien, j'ai du nouveau. Plus que quelques semaines d'attente. Plus que quelques semaines d'attente, lors du jugement dernier a sonné pour l'ensemble de la société. Revachel va imploser dans un déluge de violence perpétré par des groupes d'autodéfense. Écrit: sachez que je ne suis plus le flic de l'apocalypse. La prophétie était fausse. Les signes n'annoncent rien du tout. Filez la gueule. De bois. Non.
I know. What now?
Miss, we are investigating the murder of the man down there. The people who put him there have asked us to talk to you.
Huh. I see.
Elle tire une bouffée de sa cigarette mentholée, là,
Be careful. Ask something else first. When you go there, use words like, I hear you have been through something difficult. No need to dilly-dally. She's tough.
Merci, coach. Je préfère tergiverser cette fois.
You'll sound like a namby-pamby. Coach Physical Instrument is overdoing it, even by my standards. Say something else first.
Pouvez-vous me dire comment vous appelez, mademoiselle, à titre informatif?
Clausier Amandou.
Et d'où venez-vous?
Vredefort, Republic of Oranje.
Wasn't the tattoo on the hanged man an Oranese map of the waterways? The thought begins to form in your head, then dissipates. Something for later.
Qu'est-ce que vous faites dans la vie? Quel est votre domaine de spécialisation?
Something stupid.
Wanna hear what's stupid? Somewhere in a one-room apartment on Boogie Street, a young man shows patrol officer Tilbrook his genital warts, asking if they're cancer. His partner, Emil Mullins, can't be there. He's in another apartment with another man who's showing him a dead dog under the radiator. It's dead, Mullins says. No, the man replies. I touched him. He's warm, Mullins replies, because he's under the radiator.
Vous êtes flic?
No. More stupid. Oranese Lit.
Qualité orangeuse?
Oranese literature. It's what I studied at the university.
Elle hausse ses sourcils. Ça parle de quoi, la littérature orangeuse?
Fear of failure, fear of death, how it sucks to be Oranese. All national literatures are... Only the name of the nation changes.
Mais l'idée reste la même.
If that's true, then Revacholian Lit would fit you like a glove.
La littérature orangeuse, qu'est-ce que vous en faites?
Nothing. I do nothing with it.
Du coup, comment vous faites pour gagner de l'argent? L'argent, c'est important. Montrer de l'argent.
Cool. I've made more money by just being than I have with Oranese Lit.
D'être quoi?
Many things. A roller skating instructor, a secretary, Miss Oranje 37.
It's the world's most tired smile. Miss Oranje, now there is something you should linger on.
Miss Oranje 37?
It's a beauty pageant, held in the year of our century 37, in Oranje.
Entendu.
Mm-hmm. I would offer you coffee, but it's garbage. Literally tastes like poison.
Vous aimeriez jeter un œil à votre passeport, s'il vous plaît?
I'm afraid you can't.
Why is that?
Because it's buried in a sealed plastic bag at an undisclosed location on the coast, along with cash and airline tickets.
Thank you for your candor. Huh? Why?
They say so in your tourist brochure. Keep travel documents away from your person when west of the river.
OK. Comment puis-je m'assurer que vous avez indiqué votre vrai nom?
If I were to lie to you, I would come up with a more mainstream name than Clausia Mondu. It's a weird name.
Uh-huh. Soit.
Okie dokie.
Ça ressort du café.
If any of this made her nervous, it certainly doesn't show in her expression or her movements.
Merci, à titre indicatif, nous en avons fini.
The record.
Vous avez...
So official.
Vous avez une chambre sympa?
Yeah. It's pretty deluxe.
No one likes to talk about their dirty laundry and their empty bottles. Maybe if you phrase it emotionally.
Mène cette porte, cette fenêtre est neuve, j'ai d'autres. Qu'est-ce que vous faites, Whirling Rags?
I'm wintering.
How long have you been staying here?
About 4 months. I came in November.
Pourquoi ici?
Here in the Whirling, here in Martinez, or here in Revachol?
Whirling.
Because it's the funkiest building in Martinez. And because all the other buildings are bombed to hell.
Cette fenêtre est neuve.
It is.
Elle se déplace légèrement sur la gauche pour y observer son reflet.
The lieutenant makes a note in his notebook. He finds the answer unsatisfying.
Où mène cette porte?
You tell me, officer, when you've kicked it down. I've been wondering myself, but I'm light of foot. Not a good door kicker.
Sans vouloir vous vexer, votre chambre soigne la tristesse.
Yeah. I've contaminated it pretty bad.
C'est pour ça que vous êtes ici?
The contamination spreads from room to room. First, I escaped upstairs. The sad got that too. Then I found the handle for the summer door.
Quelle est la nature de cette contamination?
For me, it's a mix of me with a lack of cleaning services. How about you? Talk around the establishment is, you have an industrial sad spill in there.
Somewhere below, Military-grade sand is dripping off the walls. You should say the first thing. It's honest. It will lead to introspection.
J'ai les objets, je fais partie d'un groupe tactique anti-objets. Ah, pour moi, c'est l'alcoolisme, mademoiselle. Il y a quelque chose là-dedans qui cloche là-dedans. Dans ma tête, dans le passé.
That's where it always comes from, isn't it? From the head and from the past.
C'est un pressentiment blanc, malfaisant, gazeux, invisible, mortel. Il est partout.
Sounds like an advanced form of what I've got. With a bit of old love sprinkled on top.
C'est bien possible.
Love is terror.
On espère une grosse bouffée de fumée mentholée à la s'ouvrant, puis exploser tout simplement.
Sheer terror, panic and screaming.
Ok. D'autres questions à vous poser?
Okay.
Watching herself reflected in the bedroom window, tall and sparkling and draped in smoke.
C'est quoi cette fleur sauvage?
She looks at the dried petals in your palm, then lightly touches one with her fingernail. Chipped white polish covers the nail. It's long and sharp, like a mini dagger. The petal crumbles on contact.
Pretty. Looks like a dried maybell. Is that the one you caught? Sambo style?
Qu'est-ce qu'il faisait là?
Why was there a flower on the roof? I don't know, officer.
Ça serait étonnant.
Because of the wind?
Or an admirer?
Vous avez des admirateurs?
Admirers? I'm too old to be a debutante. And this place is no fashionable society.
Puisque ma chambre est pas loin de la vôtre, j'aurais une question à vous poser.
Yes. You're just one room away. Very personal.
Ok. Vous étiez dans votre chambre dimanche soir. J'aimerais savoir ce que je fabriquais avant de me perdre de mémoire.
You do not need to know that. What you need is to ask normal police questions, like...
Il attend que vous finissiez.
Get a grip, he thinks. At least do your personal stuff when I'm not here. Quick, say something professional.
Oups. Il paraît que vous avez vécu un moment difficile.
Something difficult? I've been through at least half a dozen difficult things. Which one do you mean?
Est-ce que vous avez subi une agression sexuelle, mademoiselle?
By sexually assaulted, you mean raped?
Elle sur un air une bouffée rapide, l'air imperturbable.
Yes.
It's a bit early in the morning for raped, isn't it?
She sounds positively buoyant, vivacious, totally unbothered.
En fait, c'est le soir, mademoiselle.
Is it?
Elle plisse ses yeux et regarde les alentours. Le soleil se couche dans la mer en contrebas. La place est parcourue d'ombres enlacées.
It is evening. Time flies, man.
Alors, violé ou pure violé?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with not raped. I don't want to say that shit about him.
By him, she must mean the victim.
Tell them it's not my style. They'll have to, you know, if they want to jazz up the charges, they'll have to get someone more, rapeable.
Are you saying that you were asked to tell us you were assaulted?
Not explicitly, but I understood what they meant. It wouldn't hurt to spice things up a bit. Some assault and battery. Sexual assault, maybe. It was clear the latter would be spicier.
Wow. Qu'est-ce qui s'est vraiment passé entre la victime et vous?
We partied.
Ok. Genre une... C'est bon, faire la fête. J'ai déjà entendu ça quelque part.
A lot of partying going on.
From Titus, about her and Titus's relationship. That's where you heard it.
Genre une fête d'anniversaire.
Yes. We made balloon animals, drank lemonade, inflated a bouncy castle.
C'est de l'ironie, j'imagine.
It's not, sir. We drank alcohol, a lot of it. We had that effect on each other. Made each other drink harder.
What else?
Stimulants. Speed also has that effect, making you drink harder. And then drinking harder makes you do more speed. It's quite the combination. We also had sex,
Vous êtes prouvé quelque chose l'un pour l'autre?
A little. The drugs were good enough, and we did enough of them.
How did you two meet?
La voix du lieutenant est posée calme.
Downstairs, at the bar. He was on some sort of assignment. A military man, as you probably know. Had a cool, scary scar.
She appears aloof, but that scar part, the scary, is stressed and drawn out. What's that about? Apprehension? With longing. She misses him.
When was this?
A month ago? Something like that.
Ok. Ça n'a pas dû être simple de le voir là-bas.
Oh, yes. I've had a great view. From the roof, out of the bathroom window, in my dreams.
A bitter cringe. It hurts.
Ça fait pas du bien.
You look to the lieutenant. He takes a small step closer.
You called us, the RCM.
Yes.
C'est elle qui l'a appelé. L'appel pour signaler la paralyson, c'était vous.
I made it. And I would appreciate it if you didn't tell everyone. In Martinez, they call it snitching.
Reporting crimes is confidential in Revachol, miss.
Vous saviez qu'on vous traiterait de balance dans ce cas. Pourquoi avoir appelé?
Because I couldn't handle it anymore. None of these people called. He just kept hanging there. Then they started stripping him.
Tearing off his armor. Demeaning him. Throwing rocks at him.
The voice was disguised. Did you...
I didn't exactly disguise it. I just muffled the mic and nicked the landline a little.
Traficoté, c'est-à-dire...
With nail clippers. And I diverted some radio fuzz into it. Into the...
Which landline?
The one downstairs, officer. I used the whirling landline.
Pourquoi prendre autant de précautions?
I don't know, sir. It was stupid. I was drunk, too. I was probably afraid the union was listening in. Locals say they have ears in the wires.
Thank you for making the call, miss. It was...
I didn't want to, sir. But if I hadn't, he'd still be hanging there.
Ça vous a demandé de pimenter les choses?
Pretty much.
Elle tient la tasse de café à deux mains.
Warming them.
Ok. Que pouvez-vous me dire sur lui? Non, yeux, âge.
I'm sorry, I can't do it. Not right now. Later, maybe.
J'espère qu'elle mourra pas avant ça.
Him, like he is now. I can't talk about his, I don't know, hair.
Une autre là nerveuse.
I know it's difficult, miss. We can return to it later.
She meant she sees him in her dreams.
Moi aussi, je l'ai vu dans mes rêves.
You have? Not like I do, I imagine.
La cigarette est consumée, il va falloir en allumer un autre.
She sees them in each other's arms.
Vous vous serrez l'un contre l'autre.
Yes. And then he's dead. His mouth agape.
Elle regarde à l'intérieur du paquet vert clair, puis il sort une clope prête à l'allumer. Dans mes rêves, il est moi.
She dips the cigarette in the lighter's flame and inhales, then looks at you with her lungs full of smoke.
I can see the similarity, yes.
Elle expire la fumée par les narines, l'air se gorge d'un parfum mentholé.
Funny.
Les mots du lieutenant sont à peine perceptibles.
Funny how?
Nothing. I also saw him. We had a long inspection and that sort of thing sticks with you. Let's move on.
Qu'est-ce qu'ils l'ont pas dit s'il n'avait pas eu de viol?
He had something to do with the strike. One has been roiling since I got here. Rotten timing. But you probably know all about it.
And his role in this strike was what?
I think he was in a security detail. He was ex-military, worked for Wild Pines, and against the Union. We didn't discuss work much, if you know what I mean. But I understood it was dangerous.
And they lynched him for it?
She nods.
Ok. Pourquoi est-ce qu'il avait une balle dans le crâne?
Bullet?
Un silence
They
s'installe.
shot him too?
Puis ses sourcils se rejoignent avant de former un arche ridé par la douleur.
They stripped his clothes and they shot him?
You mean after they hanged him?
I'm confused, sorry.
So am I. Were you aware that he had also been shot, miss?
Things are starting to go a little over my head here. I thought he was hanged. I was not present when they did it. I don't know what happened.
Fait que
I
c'était
just
pas
know
elle.
what they told me. And Sylvie, the bartender.
Fait que c'est pas elle qui était la 8e.
It's hard to know what to think about that answer. She's just tired. Don't push her too much.
Comment est-ce que vous avez connu la bande à Hardy?
They're frequent guests. Downstairs. They have a booth for union members. They're probably down there now.
Et comment vous vous êtes rencontrés?
Over drinks. It's been a long, boring winter.
Vous avez fait la fête?
A little, yeah.
Like you partied with the deceased?
No, not as hard.
I'm sorry to have to ask this, but have you had a physical relationship with any of the Hardy boys?
I have.
Lequel?
Which ones, sir?
Oh!
I don't remember precisely. Titus, obviously. But as I said, it's been a long winter.
Could that have been part of the reason they hanged him?
Est-ce qu'il ne l'aurait pas lynché par jalousie?
I hope not. Actually, I know that's not the reason. I'm careful about that kind of thing. Not crossing the wires, you know? But that's probably where they got the rape idea.
Que voulez-vous dire?
Men like that? I don't know. It's the way their imaginations work. I suspect it's what they'd like to do to me.
She changes balance from one foot to another, crossing her legs.
Merci pour votre déposition, mademoiselle.
She breathes a silvery sigh of relief and weariness. The air on the roof feels humid.
Ouf, ça a pas été facile.
Should we head by downstairs, officer? We may have things to discuss there.
Il y avait encore un point à discuter avant qu'on... Ah ouais, un détail.
She nods. Silvery cigarette fumes disappear into her mouth. Soft, light brown eyes look back at you, directly into the space behind your eye sockets. You see the smoke rise from between her painted red lips. She's beautiful. I have bad news for you.
Quoi?
You know these guys? Who? Me? Yes, you. He's talking about you, you groveling sycophant. You too. Me? Get out of here. I'm sorry. These guys are compromised. She's got them singing along to her tune. The little bleeps and bloops you trust for info, you can't trust them anymore.
Moi, je savais quelque chose autour des barreaux.
I'm sorry I didn't catch it sooner. It takes conscious effort on your part.
Bon. Dois-je en conclure qu'elle m'a menti?
I think it's safe to assume, yes. Mr. Thespian here hasn't been speaking up. If he were, I suspect there would be paeans to her truthfulness. Like this. No, he's not going to show up. I'm sorry. Your lie detection isn't working. It's not her doing. He's just totally inept. It looks like you're also an idiot. No, not an idiot. You're just more of a sensitive type.
Bon,
Thinks with his heart.
Quel est son objectif?
You can't draw a sound conclusion. The one he usually does says, huh? No, Mr. Conclusion. You're always kind of limited in your analytical abilities. That's not her fault. But still.
Comment c'est possible?
How it always does. Through subtlety.
Que puis-je faire?
There's nothing you can do about it. You are how you are, and she is how she is. Things will go as they do.
Tu peux pas les remettre sur le droit chemin?
No.
Du coup, à quoi ça sert de discuter?
It's better to know you're being played than to be played without knowing it.
Dans lesquels d'entre eux sont touchés?
There's no way of knowing. At the moment, I'm afraid it's best to assume. All of them.
Bon.
Bullshit, man. I ain't compromised. Especially that guy. That guy's the most compromised one in here. No fucking way, man. I just want a drag of that sweet menthol Ziggy. Really? Quick. Tell me what's under her jumpsuit. Glory. Truth. Softness. Protect her. She wants you. I take it back. He's got it pretty bad. But this next guy's on another level entirely. She likes you. The crown head is a boring condom. He's jealous. This is human nature.
Mon règle essaie de durer. Il est temps de reprendre les trucs.
Don't worry. It's only been 4 or 5 seconds. You've got this.
Fermez les yeux et laissez passer l'instant.
For a second, her face disappears from your cornea. Only a silvery negative remains. Still smiling, a tired smile.
Okay. Serait prétendu.
Not my favorite topic.
No.
But okay. How about we, change the... Yeah?
No.
All right. Why not? I'll be here until 11 p.m. drinking coffee, most likely.
Okay. Introspection.
Aces high. For the rest of the world, the aces high is just a cool Revachol thing, politically neutral. In Revachol, it still holds revolutionary connotations. Also, have you looked at Lieutenant Kitsuragi's clothes? He wears a bomber jacket, just like the ones worn by aerostatic brigades, and those cargo pants could store tools for hotfixing your aerostatic. Maybe you should ask him about this.
Même pas vu ce que ça donnait. Plus un empathie envers, ok, puis plus un esprit au corps, aux origines de la... Nice. À propos de dimanche soir, il ne pourra pas vous en empêcher. Demandez à Clashy ce qu'elle a entendu depuis sa chambre. Il vous a dit qu'elle ne pouvait pas parler de lui pour le moment, mais vous avez besoin des détails pour confirmer votre autopsie. Demandez-lui un peu plus tard. Confirmez la bande à Hardy. Ok.
Looks like we have more to discuss with those so-called Hardy boys. Half their reasoning just went out the window.
Vous pensez que ça les obligerait à coopérer?
Nothing will make them respect the RCM, but it will disrupt the game they prepared for us. We just stripped off one layer of whatever it is. Her decision to not corroborate their story was definitely not part of the plan.
Pourquoi nous a-t-elle tout dit ça?
What else could she have done? Lie? She saw there was no way to lie and get away with it.
Elle n'était pas obligée de mentir. Les gens m'en seraient pas aperçus.
If not you, then me. It was a smart move from her.
Quelque chose ne tourne pas rond, là.
You think so? She seemed forthcoming. Unusually so. Being forthcoming about some things is a good way to obscure other things. The best liars are always forthcoming. Anyway, we should move. I suspect our investigation will bring us back here soon enough.
Ok. Non, pas ça. Oh mon dieu, les escaliers sont mal faits, là. On ressort de là. Well, il y a du monde à la messe. Je peux pas chanter. Bon, on va le confronter une dernière fois.
It's you again.
Vous accueillez de manière bourrue. Quoi encore? Excusez-moi. Reparlons encore de la victime du viol.
Again? Seriously, man.
Non, ok.
Fine. Yeah, whatever.
Clashy a dit qu'elle n'avait pas été violée.
Fuck! I knew that fucking whore couldn't be trusted.
You've hit a nerve. Titus is furious. No, more than that. The loyal Titus feels betrayed.
For the record, Titus Hardy did not explicitly specify the victim as a whole. Nor did he say anything about trusting her.
Oh, shut up and stay out of this, Liz. He raped her. He was out of his fucking mind. You have no idea.
She's just in denial, asshole. You don't understand the traumatic experience. She's shutting down, and she doesn't fucking trust you.
Yeah, she's crazy, you know. A crazy bitch. You know the type. She's fucked up.
Arrêtez vos conneries, me raconter la
No,
vie.
man. I'm at the end of my goddamn rope with you. I fucking told you not to push her.
His hands become fists.
And you went and pushed her. I am gonna fucking
hit you. Duck.
Titus Hardy.
Ça voit clair qu'à travers la pièce comme un tir de ce monstre.
Success. Titus backs off. Fists down, everybody. Goddamn, no one tells you to put your fists down.
Everett personally sent me to take care of this. If this goes south, we'll all be in the shit. But you, Titus Hardy, are going to be buried. Am I understood?
Someone has to rush in to break the tension. The second in command.
Look, Copper. We know that fuck was a rapist and a killer. We got him confessing to it on tape. Show it to him, T. What's the harm, right?
Here, jerkwad. Listen to this shit. And then come back and tell me the soldier of the apocalypse was an innocent man.
Another apocalyptic actor in town.
Alors, il y a quoi sur cette bande?
What's on it? We call it the door gun a mega mix. You'll know why. Won't you listen to it?
Où avez-vous déniché cette bande?
You think we go into this shit deaf and dumb? You RCM aren't the only ones who know how to bug people. There's no university degree for that.
Vous les avez mis sur écoute, donc? De quelle manière?
We have machines. We're in logistics. How do you think a harbor works? It's advanced stuff.
Understood? You've listened in on their communications. How long?
Since way before their chief started taking swing lessons.
Things got nice and quiet after that.
Alors, c'est quel parmi vous l'opérateur radio surdoué?
It's not advanced. You just hold up in a coop all day, writing down what they say.
Don't put yourself down, Angus. It's important work.
Le chef est à travers de vous, sa bière, étreint qu'est-ce santé.
Yeah, man. You're like a radio genius or something. Those notes are some in-depth stuff. Indexes and shit.
Où est-ce que je peux écouter ça?
I'm sure we can find a tape player.
Ouais, j'en ai un.
Where can I listen to this? Why don't you try shoving it up your ass, genius?
Yeah, play it with your ass, cocksucker.
I'm sure we can find a tape player. It's...
Your room had one. Or maybe it's too broken.
Ce sera tout, je vais retourner à mon
Don't
hôtel.
forget your tape, lawman. Compliments of Titus Hardy.
Ouais.
You do that. Oh, and keep it. Maybe you'll need a reminder of human ugliness someday.
2 ou 3 questions sur la bande avant que je l'écoute.
Yeah? What about it? You don't care about evidence. The fuck are you a cop for, then?
Pigs, T. They don't care about getting the truth. They care about getting convictions. They are fucking keeping a score on their bulletin boards.
I won't be on your bulletin board. If you don't listen to the tape, we got nothing to talk about. You do that, lawman.
Ok. On a la bombe. Nice. Ok. On a plein de trucs qu'on peut faire maintenant aussi. Le mur derrière de la cour, on peut le refaire. L'empathie, lui. On peut aller faire la belle fracturée. Je sais pas si c'était où. Ok, la fenêtre du café. Ouais, ok, intéressant. Plusieurs trucs qu'on peut faire comme lancer blanc. On commence à en avoir beaucoup trop. Donc on peut écouter le truc. Mais on se garde ça pour le début du prochain stream. Ça fait tout un épisode aujourd'hui, n'est-ce pas? On a découvert tellement de choses et tellement en même temps peu. J'ai l'impression qu'on a tourné en rond sur quelques trucs comme le flingue, ces choses-là. On a, au début, hein, on a parlé beaucoup avec notre fameux pointeur sur gage. Oh mon dieu, combien j'ai perdu d'items! Là, j'espère qu'on va pouvoir les racheter plus tard. J'ai perdu le fameux cube filamentaire que je pensais pouvoir racheter, mais malheureusement, il n'y a pas l'air d'avoir d'option pour ça. J'étais un peu triste, mais bon, ça fait partie de la game. On a parlé aussi beaucoup avec les Hardy. Beaucoup d'informations qui se sont données à ce niveau-là. Un viol, probablement, ou quelque chose du style qui a été démenti plus tard par la supposée victime. Donc, qui joue alentour de tout ça? Est-ce qu'il y a vraiment une victime de viol? Est-ce qu'elle est dans le coup? Est-ce qu'elle ne veut juste pas... En tout cas, est-ce qu'elle nous manipule? On va découvrir ça probablement ensemble au courant des prochains épisodes. Si vous voulez rejoindre la communauté Twitch, le lien va être juste ici, sinon vous pouvez le retrouver dans la description de cette vidéo. Je vous souhaite de passer une excellente fin de journée ou une excellente fin de soirée, tout dépendant de ce qui s'applique à vous. Prenez soin de vous et à la prochaine. Bye bye tout le monde.